Yo, 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 what's up? What's happening, my people? Hello, everyone. Who's in the building? Let's say hello to everybody. What's up, 100? The truth. Mommy, please give me a call. Please. 347-631-6866. Call me. I don't care what time it is. Call me. If I don't pick up, just text me. Please. Thank you, babe. Purple, purple. What's up, mama? Tears. What's up, Chulita? Candy Cane. Hi, baby. Indigo. What's up, loca? Charisse. My lady. What's up? Rocking with the truth. Now that's my girl. My girl. What's up? Oh, my internet is acting weird, guys. Lord. You better stop. Better stop. Johnny. Hey, Johnny. What's up? What's up? Nice to see you here. You made it. Linda B. What's up, mama? Take our Kelly, my girl. What's up? Charlotte. What's up, mama? Mwah, I miss you, baby. Flawless. Hi, baby. Just V. What's up, baby? Your freakalikas in the building. The Honorable Reverend Fat Boy. Fat Boy. What's up, Fat Boy? I miss you too. I miss everybody. Valencia. What's up, mama? Yo, Di Centavo. What's up, papi? Star. What's up? Hello, 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 everyone. And to all my bush watchers, what's up, what's up? What's up, what's up? While you guys are sitting there watching the bushes, can you please hit the like button? And to all those in the chat, my family, please don't forget. Thank you very much. Y'all already know. Well, I have two interesting articles that I found. They're not really articles, but they are opinion pieces written by two judges. One is R. Kelly's ex-judge. What was his name again? The Honorable Vincent Gahn. He was the judge presiding in R. Kelly's 2008 case. And we also have something by Miss Judge Ann Donnelly. Okay. One was written in January of 2020, and that was by Miss Donnelly. And by Mr. Gahn, this one was written in December 11th of 2009. Okay. I need to close some screens so that it doesn't, my internet. Now, before we go into any of these things, I would like to have your attention for about 10 minutes. I want you guys to look up on your screen. I'm going to put this link in the chat. Please go and subscribe to this channel. Shout out to Jason Bermas, Bermas. He's a content creator, and he did something on R. Kelly. And he was talking about how R. Kelly's lawyer said that back in 2008, while he was on his deathbed, he said that R. Kelly was guilty as hell. So let's check out this YouTuber. Thank you, by the way, Jason Bermas, for your intelligent, intellectual content. I'm going to share my screen. Give me a moment, y'all. So I would like for you guys to just listen to it, pay attention, and talk amongst each other in the chat. I will join you guys in the chat as well. Okay.
Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and folks, more of the infamous R. Kelly interview has been released. Gayle King has said that is an 80-minute long interview, and honestly, folks, we've only seen about 15 minutes of that cut up. And now, in this new footage, he's telling Gayle to be careful. Now, if you've seen my previous breakdowns for We Are Change and Pulse Change, you know how I feel about this. This man is an obvious sociopath who is used to lying to people, manipulating people, and claiming he is the victim. He's not crying on TV because he's innocent. He's crying on TV because he wants you to feel bad for him. It's the same reason he's invoked his children that he doesn't care about. If he cared about his kids, folks, he would have had a relationship with them. And now we're going to be breaking down some of this new footage, but even more so, the man that defended Kelly and actually got him off of that original charge of all those counts of child pornography with the infamous tape has come forward basically on his deathbed to say this. R. Kelly was guilty as hell. Singer's prominent lawyer from the first trial says. And that's going to bring us to our first clip. Inside Edition actually got a interview with the Chicago Sun-Times journalist who talked to him. So we're going to break that down right now. Here's the extended quote.
He was guilty as hell. I'll tell you a secret. I had him go to a doctor to get libido killing shots. That's why he didn't get arrested for anything else.
Let's stop it there. Think about that. This man was so sick, so ill. If you've been watching the Surviving R. Kelly, you can see that his sexual appetite was huge. But while being on trial for having sexual relationships on videotape with a girl who was said to be as young as 13 after marrying Aaliyah when she was 15 years old, he still could not control himself to the point where he had to be injected with drugs.
Jensen is now 77 and gravely ill. He spoke to Chicago Sun-Times reporter Neil Steinberg.
He was basically dying and wanted to talk to someone. And I prompted him. I said, guilty as hell? And he said, yeah, he was guilty as hell.
People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
There are more shocking moments from Gayle King's now famous interview with Kelly. Watch what happened when the CBS This Morning host asked him about his former girlfriend.
Now, I want to stop it there. So once again, you have the full quote, guilty as hell. I had to get him on libido-reducing shots while he was on trial. And then you see him freaking out right there. Now, it's been played ad nauseum. But again, those are crocodile tears, folks. Those are self-induced tears. You can watch his demeanor throughout this. You know, again, he's talking to Gayle King almost like one of his girlfriends. That's how he's talking to the audience. And master manipulators of other people, of women especially, choose targets that are vulnerable. And that may be one of the predications for him liking younger women. He knows he can manipulate them and mold them into what he wants. And that is the sick truth. Now, watch how from him freaking out, I've given you 30 years. I've given you 30 years. Remember, this is a man that cannot read, write, or add. Okay, he may be, you know, uneducated on that level, but again, a master manipulator.
Dominique Gardner. She and her mother were featured in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly.
She had to rescue her daughter. Rescue? Oh,
she
really?
said she had to rescue her daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Be careful, Gail.
And that Dominique was
Gail,
held against her will.
Be careful.
No, I'm just
Gail, be careful. Be careful, Gail. Now look, he's smirking. You don't know this about me. You know how many times he's looked another woman and another human being in the eye and lied straight to their face with that same demeanor? How dare you? And this is the kind of guy that will lie and lie and lie and lie again until there's so much evidence that when he does admit it, he then plays the victim. Oh, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I've made mistakes.
telling you that these are the
No,
allegations.
but you're not just telling me this. You're saying this, Gail. You're breaking my heart. You're saying this like you believe it.
See it? Right there. You're breaking my heart. You saying this like you believe it. Master manipulator.
Master.
Manipulation 101.
Yo,
I wanna
Amy.
play some more of the interview that's kind of come out. Again, they are milking this, and that's unfortunate. I think they should put the whole thing out. I think it's great that Kelly is currently behind bars, and the judge is saying he won't be out of jail unless he comes up with another 160 grand for back child support. That's a step in the right direction. We talked about on the Pulse Change video that we put out yesterday that he's also being investigated in Detroit for new charges, again, with underage girls. And he can sit there. This is how you, again, you know what a liar he is. He looks Gayle King right in the eye and he tells her it's not true.
Here we are in 2019. They are still talking about you with underage girls. Have you ever had sex
No.
with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never.
No.
He married Aaliyah when she was 15. The girl on the tape is as young as 13 years old. His lawyer just came out on his deathbed that defended him and got him off on this case. You see, you do a lot of bad things throughout your life. You defend a lot of bad people. And it comes that time, you know, that you realize, hey, I'm not going to make it. We're all going to have that day. And you decide, I better get this off my chest. This guy's a bad guy. I have an opportunity to kind of have my voice heard. And he reached out and he told everybody, guilty as hell. But who are you going to believe? His lawyer or R. Kelly? You're breaking my heart, Gail. You saying it like you believe it. Let's play a little bit more of this. Don't want to get pulled, so we can't pull any of that. Let's cut right here to a little bit of Kelly.
Victims were underage. He's pleaded not guilty.
Why now? Why would they come out now?
Because we're in a different time where women are speaking out. And now women feel safe saying the things about you.
I love women. I love all women. But these stories, they're not true.
I love women. I love all women. These stories are not true. Take a look behind me. All the stories are fake. The video evidence, remember, that was my brother. That was one of the defenses. That wasn't me. That wasn't R. Kelly on the tape. It's my brother. Lies and lies and lies and lies. And hopefully now we are to the point where this man will finally be punished, where he will be held accountable for the things he has done. And he will serve the rest of his natural life in prison. Our judicial system has to start treating these predators of children. Again, we don't know how young this has gotten. I'm not going to make any allegations, but we've heard the number 13. What about the number 12, 11? Below that, we don't know. And I know there are going to be people that jump on me and say, well, you know, we found out from this documentary that both his brother and him were abused. To me, that just doesn't hold mustard. I understand that there are people out there that are abused and then do abuse others. It doesn't give it a pass. It won't give it a pass for Kevin Spacey, where there's a lot of news that his father may have abused him. I'm sorry. You know, we need to have harsher laws for people that abuse children. Look what's happening in the Epstein case right now. You know, we did a video on that. And guys, that's why I want to thank you for joining me on this video. I hope that, You hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, check out my main work over at We Are Change and Pulse Change. And please, folks, spread these videos out, spread this information, because a lot of people don't understand. This is a network. You go to Crazy Days and Nights blog, crazydaysandnights.net. I totally encourage you to check that out. And there's a blind that strongly suggests that R. Kelly may have been involved with trafficking. Now, that allegation is from a blind item. The people in the comment section are the one talking about R. Kelly in there, but we went over that in a previous video because we've been following this case for quite some time. So again, thank you all for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I will check you guys out later on.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much for that information. Yes, so for those who didn't know, now you know. Oh, man. That's crazy. Okay, bro. So hello, everyone. Once again. Yes. I have something else. I have a couple of things I want to play for y'all. But we're going to get to the reading. I just wanted to do that in the moment. Okay. And yeah. So we are Passion. What's up, mama? I miss you, baby. Ty, loca. I love you. Wings. Chanel. What's up? And A Centavo. Hello. Welcome, A Centavo. And Johnny. Hi, guys. Welcome to the crazy world of R. Kelly. This is the crazy world of R. Kelly. We in the R. Kelly sector. We talk about R. Kelly. I try to talk about other things, but people don't really want to hear that shit. They want to know about R. Kelly. So we're going to continue standing on R. Kelly neck. Okay? I miss you too, Chula. And the Honorable Reverend Fat Boy. Yo, I want my two brothers up on the panel. I want D Centavo and I want Fat Boy up here. We're gonna talk about I have something to talk about with S&M. Are you guys interested in this conversation? Put a one in the chat. Is anybody interested in talking about SBDM? Right? Sadomasochistic bondage and something else. There was this young lady that I found on the YouTube who actually lives in this lifestyle. And I found her content to be very interesting. How she distinguished men who like to abuse as opposed to men who like it for pleasure. And that's a dangerous lifestyle to live. You have to be very careful. And as we all know that R. Kelly is into SBDM, right? Right? Peeing on a girl, making them eat doodle out of cups. That's all part of that world. Spankings, things of this nature, hog tying, you know. Are we good with this? Are we good with this? Let me see. Hold up. Okay. He believed. Okay. As soon as okay. All right. Are you down, D? What's up, yo? Like, you know, what do you want to talk about? Okay, Indigo. Lord, we got virgin ears in the building. Well, you know what? This is part of this life that this man lives. These things, you know, he's an addict, allegedly, according to people, you know, resources. But I wanted to read this to you guys. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. Oh, wait, before I share my screen, let me take off the comment. Okay. Okay, we are going to do this one. Okay. Okay, guys, see my screen? Let me make sure it's I need to get something to drink before I start doing all this damn reading, because y'all know these things be like, y'all know already. Matter of fact, this one alone is 27 pages long, y'all. So yeah, give me a second. Be quiet. All right. Now, guys, I'm going to be off screen. So I'm not going to be able to really jump too much into your comments. Like, I'll be able to look at my phone and, you know, so often and look at your comments, okay? But I will be reading. So let's get to it. Okay. As I said, this is called People versus Kelly. And it says that this was decided December 11th of 2009. And its opinion. And it says appeal from the Circuit Court of Cook County, the Honorable Vincent Gahn, judge presiding. Damon E. Dunn and Neil M. Rosenbaum, both of Funkhauser, Vergosen, Liebam. Lord, these names, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing them, okay? Dunn Ltd. of Chicago for appellants. Anita M. Alvarez, State's Attorney of Chicago. James E. Fitzgerald, Peter D. Fisher, and Mary L. Boland, Assistant State's Attorneys of Counsel for the People. Now, Justice Robert E. Gordon delivered the opinion of the court. In this appeal, members of the media claim that their First Amendment right to freedom of speech was violated. Specifically, they claim that a trial court erred, one, when it sealed certain pretrial proceedings and records during the criminal prosecution of Robert Kelly, and two, when it issued a decorum order, which restrained the speech of the attorneys and witnesses in the R. Kelly case. The sealed proceedings concerned mainly two topics: proposed questions for potential jurors and a motion by the state requesting the trial court for permission to introduce evidence of other criminal acts by the defendant. So it's all about the media was making a claim to their First Amendment right to freedom of speech, that it was violated because they were holding back certain things in the case that dealt with the attorneys and the witnesses in the case, and certain pretrial proceedings that went on, and records during the criminal prosecution. So the media complained about that. Now, on April 22nd, 2008, the Chicago Sun-Times Incorporated, Sun-Times, the Tribune Company, Tribune, and the Associated Press, collectively the media interveners, filed an emergency motion. 1, to intervene in the criminal case against defendant Kelly. So on April 22nd, the Chicago Sun-Times and the Tribune and the Associated Press, they collectively filed an emergency motion to intervene in the criminal case, and 2, to obtain access to certain closed pretrial proceedings and records, and 3, to vacate the decorum order. While the trial court granted their petition to intervene, it denied their motion for access to the closed proceedings and documents, and their motion to vacate the decorum order. Although the emergency motion was filed, only by the Sun-Times and the Tribune and the Associated Press must have joined the motions shortly after its filing, since an order dated April 24, 2008 refers to the motion as the motion of all 3 media interveners. So the subject of this appeal is the trial court's order entered May 16th of 2008, which denied their motion. The appellates are the media interveners. I can't get that word out right. And the appellee is the state of Illinois. Robert Kelly, the defendant in the underlying criminal case, was acquitted, and he is not a party to this appeal. Kelly was described in an affidavit by a Tribune reporter as a prominent entertainer, and this case was described as one that had been the subject of news coverage for years. For the following reasons, we affirm the trial court's orders. We find 1, that a petition to intervene was the appropriate vehicle to seek access to sealed court proceedings and records. 2, that appellate jurisdiction under Supreme Court Rule 307 and a whole bunch of numbers was proper to review that trial court's order denying access. Now that the public interest exception to the mootness doctrine allows us to hear this appeal. 4, that we review de novo the question of whether a presumption of access applies to this type of proceedings, and we review for an abuse of discretion that the trial court's balancing of competing interests and determining the appropriate parameters of closure. 5, that the presumption of access did not apply to the pretrial proceedings and documents at issues here. 6, that even if the presumption did apply, the trial court did not abuse its discretion in denying access. And 7, that the trial court did not abuse its discretion by entering the decorum order. So Jim DeRogatis and his crew went at the judge. They went at the judge like, listen, judge, you holding shit out, man. Come on now. I want access to all that shit you got. Why are you hiding stuff? That's what we need to do. Too bad I'm not a goddamn reporter, huh? I have to be a reporter, and I have to go to the courts, and I have to file motions, huh? That ginger ale is good. Background. Okay, here we go. Background. In June 2002, the state of Illinois charged Robert Kelly with multiple counts of child pornography. At the heart of these charges were the state's allegations that defendant Kelly made a videotape of sexual acts between himself and a minor. After close to 6 years of continuances, Kelly's jury trial was scheduled to begin on May 9th, 2008. The jury trial resulted in an acquittal. When the jury found Kelly not guilty of the charges. 1. Procedural history. The relevant procedural history is summarized below. The closed proceedings, the decorum order, and the order appealed from are described in greater detail, with each topic described in its own section. In addition, there is also a section describing the documents missing from the record. With the jury selection set to commence on May 9, 2008, the state filed on April 1st a pretrial motion to allow evidence of other crimes, which was filed under seal. On April 11th, 15, and 21, the trial court held pretrial hearings, which it closed to the public. Oh, they was being dirty with the public. Okay. On April 22nd, the media interveners filed their motion. 1, to intervene. 2, to obtain access to the 3 previously closed hearings. 3, to obtain access to the hearings scheduled for April 25th. And 4, to vacate the decorum order. When the parties appeared in court on April 24th, both the state and the defendant requested time to respond to the intervener's motion. Now, give me 1 second, because I want to highlight that word, because we're gonna find out what is a decorum order. Okay. Okay. And then on April 24th, the trial court granted the intervener's motion to intervene, but denied their motion for the immediate release of the transcripts of the previously closed hearings and for the opening of the April 25th hearing. The April 24th order also set the matter for hearing on May 8th in open court on April 24th. The trial court stated, and I quote, if I articulated and made a factual basis out of why the hearings were sealed, then I would be telling you everything. So I have to use conclusions, and one of those would be it's sick for the protection of the selection of the jury. But I am not making any decision on that right now. On the motion. Again, I can't disclose the factual basis without disclosing the whole thing. So it actually is because of the proximity of jury selection, which is in about 2 weeks. And the chance that this might deprive Mr. Kelly of a fair trial, those are generalized basis. Again, I can't make the factual basis. Okay, what? That just sounded like a whole bunch of confusing stuff to me. What the hell? Listen. Just show the people what they want. That's it. That's all. Why y'all hiding stuff? Damn it to hell. I understand some stuff is very sensitive. I get it. I get it. But they wanted to see some of the evidence. Shit. I mean, you know, maybe paperwork. I don't think they wanted the tapes and stuff like that. Now, before the motion was scheduled to be heard before the trial court, the media interveners filed on April 28th an emergency motion with the Illinois Supreme Court entitled Emergency Motion for Supervisory Order pursuant to Supreme Court Rule 383 to unseal court records and proceedings and related relief. So I wonder what they were trying to obtain. So on May 2nd, defendant Kelly filed his objections to the intervener's motion before our Supreme Court. Dun dun dun. What did you not want us to know? All right, Kelly. Defendant Kelly objected both to unsealing the transcripts. So they probably wanted to know what the girls were saying or something there. What transcripts? Oh, the transcripts of the closed hearings that they had. That's what they wanted, right? The transcripts of the closed hearings, 3 of them. They said that there was 3 unclosed hearings. There was 3 closed hearings that the public was not allowed to be in, and they wanted to know what happened. So, oh man, and Mr. Kelly objected to both. He said, no, we are not letting the public know. No, that's they. I wonder what happened in those hearings. So it says to unsealing the transcripts of the closed proceedings and to vacating the decorum order on the ground that these actions would endanger his right to a fair trial. Oh, wow. I wonder what it was. What could it have been that would endanger his right to a fair trial? He objected to both to unsealing transcripts of closed proceedings and to vacating this order to seal. I guess that must be decorum, must be an order to seal or something like that. That's what I'm thinking now, looking at it, I'm a smart girl, I would think. Angie, where you at, Angie? Now, that the case had received worldwide publicity. And in support, he quoted a front page Chicago Tribune article that stated, more than 330 reporters have expressed interest in covering the case with news agencies from as far as France, Japan, Australia, and England, indicating they'll attend. The article, which was attached as an exhibit to defendant Kelly's objections, stated that a celebrity-obsessed culture will turn its eyes toward the R. Kelly trial next month, and that hordes of reporters and cameramen are expected to descend on the courthouse. Defendant Kelly also observed that the trial court was striking a balance, since it had previously denied the motions of both the defense and the prosecution to prohibit the public from seeing the videotape in open court. Okay. Well, I agree with that. I mean, that should only be for the court's eyes. It shouldn't be for the open court, period. I don't agree with that, That should remain private. You know what I mean? These poor victims, they have to go through so much already, and to have the public to see that. I mean, it was bad alone that poor little Rashana had her whole body thrown out there. Half the world already seen her. And then you got people in there who were just being nosy and who wanted to see it too, who didn't see it. You know. On May 5th, 2008, the Illinois Supreme Court denied the intervener's motion for a supervisory order. After the Supreme Court's denial, defendant Kelly renewed his objections before the trial court. On May 6th, the state filed its response, opposing the intervener's motion. On May 16th, the trial court issued its order denying the intervener's motion to obtain access and to vacate the decorum order. On June 10th, the media interveners filed a notice of appeal, which appealed that May 16 order, but which did not seek an expedited appeal. This appeal followed. Wow, they really wanted to know what happened. Jim. Jim was working hard on that Kelly. He was staying on his neck. He was staying on his neck. Okay. 2, documents missing from the appellate record. Dun dun dun. What documents were missing, y'all? Let's be nosy. This appeal concerns foreclosed pretrial hearings, with the first closed hearing occurring on April 11th and certain documents which were filed under seal and were sought in the intervener's April 22nd motion. The record on appeal is missing certain documents. First, it does not contain the documents filed under seal that were sought by the interveners, namely the state's other crimes motion, its supplement answer, or the witness list. Oh, so wait, the state's other crimes motion is supplement answer or the witness list. Oh, so it contained those. Second, it does not contain the transcript of the public portion of the April 11th hearing. So in their brief to this court, the media interveners stated that on April 11th, the public was ejected from the courtroom. Presumably, if the public was ejected, then there had already occurred a public portion for which we are lacking a transcript. The April 11th transcript in the record states that it is an excerpt. The missing transcript may be significant if the trial court made findings in open court prior to closing the first proceedings. The state's appellate brief states that proceedings were held in open court on April 22nd. When the media interveners filed their motion to intervene and to obtain access, the record on appeal does not contain the transcript from the open April 22nd proceedings. So they were saying what you were looking for wasn't there? Really? Is that what they were trying to say, y'all? Oh, Jesus. Okay, so during oral argument before the appellate court on October, hold up. During oral argument before the appellate court on October 29, 2009, the appellate court asked the assistant state's attorney to list the times that the trial court made findings concerning closure. The assistant state's attorney began on the 11th, and it is in the record, the April 11, 2008 record at page 5. Prior to the April 11th closure, the court stated in open court the motion filed under seal was a matter that could affect the jury pool. You know, that's why, because they didn't want anything to be public. They didn't want it to be public. They didn't want it to affect the jury pool. We couldn't see certain things. You know, I mean, I get it. I understand, you know. Jim He wanted to know everything. He's nosy. Where his nosiness got him. A conviction of R. Kelly. Not once, but twice. Because he kept his foot on his neck. Because, technically, he got away with it. And people were still talking. And he was still doing things. And people were still talking. Now, earlier in the oral argument, the assistant state's attorney had described the trial court's statement as follows. The court made a statement that in April 11th hearing that this is closed due to the impact that it could have on the jury. In the above quote, the assistant state's attorney referred to a page number in the record. She was not referring to the appellate record. In the ensuing the colloquy, I guess that's what it is. I don't know. That's what it says there. Colo guy. Culo guy. Culo. Now, the assistant state's attorney described the statement made by the court trial on April 15th that appeared at the record at 8. That statement appeared not on page 8 of the appellate record, but on page 8 of the individual transcript for the April 15th proceedings. Similarly, when she described the statement made by the trial court on April 24th that appeared in the record at 10, that statement appeared not on page 10. So these are the things that they were talking about that were missing. So appeared not on page 10 of the appellate record, but on page 10 of the individual transcript for the April 24th proceedings. So presumably then, when the assistant state's attorney observed in the above quote that the trial court made a finding in the April 11, 2008 record at 5, she was referring to page 5 of the transcript of the open portion of the April 11 proceeding. She made this reference without apparently realizing that this transcript had not been provided to us in the appellate record. Oh, she made a boo-boo. 3, the closed proceedings and records. As noted, the trial court closed 4 pretrial hearings. It's repeating all of that again. Okay. In their appellate brief, the media interveners alleged that the lawyers for the state and the defendant met with the trial judge in the chambers and without a court reporter on several dates prior to trial. Oh, snap. You heard that? Well, I heard that Judge Ann Donnelly said to R. Kelly, I ain't with all these sidebars. I don't think the defendant will be pulling the judge to the side alone to talk. Listen to that again, guys. In their appellate brief, the media intervener, the media, you know who they are, Jim and his crew, and the other media guys. In their appellate brief, they allege that the lawyers for the state and the defendant met with the trial judge in chambers and without a court reporter on several dates prior to trial. Defendant Kelly stated in his objections that these meetings were merely, and I quote, case management conferences. What the fuck? Okay. What? Hold up. Case management conferences. We're going to mark that one. case management conferences, and that, with the exception of the proceedings now at issue, all arguments, rulings, and hearings on pretrial motions have occurred in open court. I can't. Kelly. Oh my gosh. At the beginning of the excerpt of the April 11 proceeding contained in the appellate record, the attorneys for the prosecution and the defense stated their names for the record. And the trial court observed that the only other persons present were my deputies and my clerk and our court reporter and my staff attorneys. The closed portion of the proceedings on April 11th concerned two topics. One, the state's motion to use evidence of other crimes, and two, proposed questions of potential jurors. The trial court heard argument from counsel concerning the state's motion and discussed jury questionnaires with counsel. As noted, neither side called witnesses or introduced evidence. What? The trial court heard argument from counsel concerning that the state's motion and discussed jury questionnaires with the counsel. As noted, neither side called witnesses or introduced evidence? What? During the April 11 proceedings, the prosecutor argued that since the defendant had placed at issue the identity of the male depicted on the videotape, the state sought to introduce evidence of other uncharged acts. As part of her argument, the prosecutor stated the names of the individuals involved in the uncharged acts, including the name of the minor. She explained why their identity was important to proving the charged offense, and she discussed the similarities between the charged and uncharged acts. The prosecutor also observed that, as part of the state's motion, the state had submitted a chart detailing the similarities to show that the acts were distinct and unusual. Defense counsel also discussed the acts, arguing that they were not similar. After listening to counsel's argument, the trial court held that the uncharged acts were admissible. What? Wait a minute. The prosecutors wanted to add more type of evidence, introduce evidence of other uncharged acts. Okay, the prosecutor argued that since the defendant had placed at issue the identity of the male depicted on the videotape, the state sought to introduce evidence of other uncharged acts. As part of her argument, the prosecutor stated the names of the individuals involved in the uncharged acts, including the name of the minor. She explained why their identity was important to proving the charged offense. Right, so it was very important. Wait a minute, are you saying they decided not to let Rashonda? No. Wait a minute, guys. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're gonna pause it right there. Hold on one moment. What the fuck am I reading here? Oh no. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying in this chat. Let's see. Okay. Cherise says we wanted to be fair as possible. Hello, Black Girl. Hello, everyone. Once again, everybody who's just jumped in as well. What's up, y'all? So we are going over a opinion piece that the judge put in R. Kelly's ex-judge, Gone, had submitted in like an op-ed kind of piece kind of thing, just talking about what happened with the case and how the news media, like Jim DeRogatis' crew from the Chicago Sun, right, Times, as well as A&R or something like that, A&P Associated, and the Tribune. They put in motions because they wanted certain things to be unsealed, because they wanted to know what happened with 3 hearings that happened where the public wasn't allowed to hear what happened in those hearings. It was just R. Kelly, the judge, and the lawyers. And they didn't even have the court reporter in the room. The court reporter was not in the room. Why? And what does this statement mean here, guys? Okay, let's go back. Okay, so they have a choice to use it or not. The judge hid all that shit because he was corrupt as fuck. I hope the feds unseal all that shit. I hope they did. I wonder if they did. I hope they got it. Yeah, I hope they were able to unseal that. That's a good point. Good point. Take R. Kelly. Okay. Oh, wings. What? Whoa. Why are we fighting here? What are you talking about? My mouth, I'm just evil. What is going on here? My mouth, I'm just an evil. Oh, man. Are we blocking people? What is going on? Are people jumping in and being crazy? Come on, guys. I'm just reading some shit. Come on, guys. I'm just reading some stuff here. And I thought that this would be important. This is something of R. Kelly's past. It was about his trial. You know, we can all be adults in here. What's going on? Hey, Black girl. Okay. It could have been not utilized for different reasons. You're talking about the evidence? Sharice? You ain't the only one. Wings, you ain't the only one. Wait a minute. What is going on, guys? If they need it. If they need it, if they didn't have a dump truck of videos and bank records. All that shit is still sealed according to Jim D's boom. Oh, really? It could have not been utilized for different reasons. Okay. Oh, for Jim's book. Okay. Okay. What is good and also sucks with judicial system is that it is set up so innocent people can protect themselves, but also so guilty people can use the same system to protect themselves as well. Yeah, it's like, for me, the system is hypocritical. That's how I see it. Edgy! Yo, I highlighted some points, girl. I'm gonna need you, girl. I'm gonna need you, sis. I'm gonna need you, okay? I need your lawyer expertise, girl. Hold on. There's a lot of things going on. Okay. Yes, guys, if you like my content, please hit the Cash App. You can Cash App me or PayPal me. Thank you. Donations appreciated, y'all. You can Zelle me at 347-664-9253. My Cash App is Diva Divine Light. 3 capitals, capital D, capital L, everything small in between. You can also PayPal me at Diva Divine Light the same way. 3 capitals, capital D, capital L. Everything in between is lowercase. And I'm gonna open up the panel, guys. If you want, y'all could jump up and say your opinions. That's awesome. Oh God. However, Shana Peters, please don't come in here saying dumb shit. Okay? Like, listen, I already told you, girl. We know, you on a slow bus and all that. We cool with that. Like, we don't discriminate over here and shit. But please, don't come in here starting your shit. If you're gonna talk nicely with respect for people. I could agree to disagree. Can you do that, honey? Thank you. Okay, let's see what else. Like the pictures we talked about, they found in Florida, they didn't have a proper warrant for those. Right. R. Kelly's guilty ass is trying to use the system to save his ass. Shit, it worked for Bill Cosby. It's funny that you say that, Di Centavo, because I was watching this video as well. I saw something kind of interesting where they were saying, at the end, if statute of limitations is up and he's in jail for more than, I think, 3 years or something like that without going to trial, they can let him go. Right? They could make it a mistrial. Let him go. There's another word for it too. I forgot what it is. Angie, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But also the stalling tactics is another way. The stalling and the stalling and the stalling and the stalling and the stalling causes problems for the case. And all this bickering amongst the lawyers and all that stuff that causes issues for the case. But Judge Donnelly is not playing. Like I said, she's a different judge. This judge here, Judge Gone, I wonder if he's still practicing as a judge. I wish the feds would look into that judge. So many irregularities in that case. Yeah, for real. I wonder if he got paid off. You right, yo. It's crazy, but the other side likes to throw out conspiracy theories. We gonna throw out our own conspiracy theories too. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. Right. The last case was a state case. This is the feds. This is a federal case. He also has a state case as well. But the judge, according to what rumor have been, that the judge that's on that case, Lennon Weber, is not playing with R. Kelly. He's very heavy when it comes down to sentencing. So he likes to lock them up. Let's see what else. Okay, I'm sure the feds have messed up some cases here and there, but we shall see. Yeah, listen, nobody's perfect, and there's always loopholes, man. There's always loopholes in this game. Okay. Seriously, like if you seen the first tape, you know how you felt. I can't imagine having to sit through trial and him getting away with it. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that was really, I mean, first of all, Rashonda Landfair did not bring charges against him. So it wasn't like she wanted that to happen anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, if she did, damn, I mean, I don't know. It's just so, her parents, I hate her parents. May her father rest in peace, because as we all know, her father just passed away. May her father rest in peace. But I'm sorry. Man, this is rough. This poor girl, man. This poor girl who's now a woman with child and married, I heard. You know, they stalled this trial for like what, 6 years, from 2002 to 2008. And then it took them months to get him, because they had a warrant for him back in 2002. But they got him in Florida in 2003. He ran from the law. Remember, he had people working in the police department, and they gave him heads up and said, yo, there's a warrant out for your ass, nigga. They looking for you. You better pack up and go. Or rumor have it they're about to arrest your ass. You better go somewhere. And he decided to take Andrea and the kids, wake them up in the middle of the night, pack them up on the tour bus, ship them off to Florida, and then a couple of months later, they snatch his ass up. I gotta look at the timeline. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to put that puzzle together as far as how long, because they put out the indictment and the warrant at a certain time. I think I have the warrant arrest somewhere. I have to look in my files when they arrested him in 2002, when they initially wanted him. And they opened up the indictment to press charges. And it was the state against him. It wasn't Rashonda Landfair or her parents or Sparkle or nobody else. It was the state. Now, yeah, that's what that was. Let's see what else. Hey, Ashley, what's up? Peter, what's up, mommy? What's up, Star? Candy cane. Okay. They had kept holding off for Robert's trial, apparently kept fishing for more dirty dealings on Robert and could not find nothing. Yeah, because he was paying people off to shut up. This is my story. And I'm sticking to and I'm sticking to it. Let's see what else. I was very young and curious when my cousins popped that tape in. I was disgusted, and I never dated older men. That tape scared me. I can't believe adults were and still are saying it wasn't him. Yeah, I saw that as well. with some people too, and I was appalled. I was disgusted because you can tell that that was a prepubescent young lady. She had, pardon me for saying this, y'all, I don't want to sound degrading or anything like that, but I'm being honest. She had no hair on her pussy. None. Bald. Smooth like a baby's ass. You hear me? Her breasts were developed like a young lady's when they're just growing in. Perfectly perky, up on top, balls. They look like balls when they first start growing. Perfectly perky little balls. She looked like a robot. That's what she looked like to me. I couldn't sit there and actually watch it. The guys were being nasty, talking shit, you know. They weren't really talking about the girls. They were talking more about R. Kelly and how nasty he was. And I was in my 20s. I was like 21, I think. 22, something like that. Let's see what else. Oh, thank you for that information, Candy Cane. A formal conversation. Okay. So they were acting like they were just having formal conversations. Wow. They were just having a formal conversation in the chambers. Wow. Yes, Jim DeRogatis, he did plead the fifth because he didn't want to talk about his source. He didn't. I mean, you know, you see, this is what's the issue with this case. A lot of people want to protect other people, whether it be the victims, whether it be R. Kelly, whether it be the enablers, whether it be the whistleblowers. It's somebody has to cover somebody. You know, this is a very serious case. These cases, this is some serious shit this guy is facing. This is not a joke. And he's out there acting like he got away with it once, he can get away with it twice. He can get away with it 3 times. Okay? I got you, Angie. We're gonna just highlight certain spots. Okay, he didn't. I was just pointing it out. His fans say all the girls are lying, but every one of them was deposed under oath when they got paid off and were, hold on one second, and were paid off and were made to take lie detector tests by Rob's people. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so yes. But every one of them were deposed. Right, they were all under oath. That's right. They were all deposed or under oath. And they got paid off and were made to take lie detector tests by Rob's people. Now, some of the girls did. Some of the girls did take lie detector tests. And those girls got their settlements. Hey, Angelica, what's up, mommy? Lady MU, what's up, mommy? Okay. All right, guys. Now, while we're here, I'm going to show you guys something else, and then we'll go back to reading some more, okay? All right. Now, you know, they're always talking about R. Kelly's money and his publishing, right? Senator Sane, brother, it's not about his masters, man. Let's give that up, okay? The government doesn't want his masters. Okay? The government wants justice for the victims. Okay? That's what the government wants. The government wants justice for the victims. The government does not want R. Kelly's money. They're getting R. Kelly's money now by holding him in jail. Just holding him in there. That's how they getting their money. They don't want his masters. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't give a shit. Who cares about his catalog and his masters? Only R. Kelly. Okay? Okay. Let's just get that out the way. All right. And I found a very interesting video made by another YouTuber. Shout out to this YouTuber. When I get to the video, I will shout them out. And I will also put their channel in the chat. Please go and subscribe. Thank you. And share. All right. Let's get this one going. Okay. Now, the question here is always, right, is R. Kelly really broke, right? And does R. Kelly own his music publishing, his masters, right? Okay. So we're going to get into this one real quick. I have to go mute, guys.
Is R. Kelly broke? And does he own his own publishing? After his arrest in early 2019, it took a few days for R. Kelly to arrange for payment of 10% of his $1 million bond. Ultimately, the $100,000 amount was paid by Valencia P. Love, a 47-year-old fan who met the singer a few months prior during a cruise performance. The fact that R. Kelly was in jail for days fueled rumors that the singer is broke. His attorney, Michael Greenberg, advanced the idea that Kelly's finances are strapped during a press conference where he explained that years of mismanagement led to the singer's terrible financial situation.
You know, when I first met him, it was because there have been problems. This is someone who should be wealthy at this stage of his career. And through mismanagement, through people hangers on and bad contracts and bad deals and bad leases like he had in his studio, he really doesn't have any money at this point. I don't even think he owns the rights to I Believe I Could Fly.
He's been evicted from his Chicago music studio, has been evicted from rental properties, and owes at least $170,000 in back child support to his ex-wife, Andrea Kelly. But is R. Kelly really broke? Only months before his arrest, R. Kelly claimed that he was worth millions of dollars.
I don't even know how to read, spell, or write, or do math. Okay? But I'm sitting here worth $800 million, bruh.
In his song, I Admit, the singer claims that he doesn't own his own music.
I admit that I don't own my music. I admit that I will own my music. Want it back, but they don't want to do it.
Is this really true? And if it is, what does he mean that he doesn't own his own music? He could have meant that he doesn't own his master recordings, casually referred to as masters, but most artists don't own their masters. The masters are the original sound recordings of songs. Back when he was recording his older songs, they were recorded on tapes. So whomever is in possession of those original tapes of the songs is said to own the masters, which is generally the record label to which the artist is signed. In R. Kelly's case, this was RCA Jive Records. Later on, the masters were probably computer files. Whomever owns the masters has the right to release, make copies, or reproduce the music. For instance, put the music on streaming services like Spotify or Apple Music. Later in the song, I Admit, R. Kelly gives us greater insight into exactly what he means when he talks about not owning his own music.
I admitted how ever since the first day, that without knowing I signed my publishing away. Said I had dyslexia, couldn't read all the contracts, yeah. And now the truth in this message is I'm a broke-ass legend.
So he tells us he signed his publishing away, but what exactly does this mean? As it relates to songs, there are actually two copyrights in play. First is the master. It's what we hear. It's the actual original file that we hear. The holder of the masters owns the copyright to the sound recording. The second copyright of a song is for the composition of the work, which is held by the publisher. The composition is the melody, the words, the music we hear in the song. So when people talk about publishing, they mean the composition portion of the song. These are the songwriters. Let's take a look at the song Juicy Booty, released in 2017 by Chris Brown. On this song, there are at least 10 publishers. Some of the songwriters are Jhené Aiko, Chris Brown, Robert Kelly, James Matume, Larry and Roger Troutman, and others. All of these people are songwriters, so they get a part of the composition copyright. A lot of these people are affiliated with publishers, and they will have different publishers of their portion that they contributed to the song. The publisher, on behalf of these songwriters, goes about collecting the royalty payments for the composition portion of the song. Some of the artists have their own publishing companies or publishers. So when R. Kelly says that he signed his publishing away, he could mean that he gave the publisher who is collecting his royalties a greater percentage or up to 100% of the publishing. The reason why there are so many publishers on the Juicy Booty song is because there are so many people who contributed, either directly or because it is a derivative work of the publisher. Matume is listed on the song, not because they went into the studio with Chris Brown to make this new song, but because the song used a melody from Matume's song, Juicy Fruit. The same with the Troutmans. A portion of Roger Troutman singing on Tupac's California Love was used in Juicy Booty. All of these people get paid because portions of their compositions were used. This is how artists get paid from their work. R. Kelly is listed as a songwriter on Juicy Booty, but there is also a publisher listed as Universal Z Songs, which is a DBA for Universal Music Z Tunes LLC. If you look at all of R. Kelly's biggest hits, I Believe I Can Fly, Michael Jackson's You Are Not Alone, and others, that same publisher, Universal Z Songs, is the only publisher listed, and R. Kelly is the sole songwriter listed, unless the song is a collaboration with other artists. Universal Z Songs is basically Universal Music Publishing Group, which is the biggest publishing group in the world, and they either own or are the administrator of R. Kelly's entire catalog of music. So, is R. Kelly being paid for his publishing or not? Of course, we can't say for sure, but at a minimum, R. Kelly is being paid as a songwriter, even if Universal Music is taking the complete cut as a publisher. As a songwriter, he originally owns the songwriting and the publishing share, but he could sign away some portion or all of his publishing share. That said, the publishing is the bulk of the money for the song. So if he's only getting songwriter royalties, that's a fraction of the total amount that could be made from the song. If we go back to the lines from his song I Admit, he tells us that he wants the publishing back from Universal, but they won't give it. I admit I don't own my own music. I admit that I wrote all my music, want it back, but they don't want to do it. Understanding all of the money Universal could make from the publishing, it's easy to see why they wouldn't want to give the publishing back, if indeed R. Kelly did sign it away. But if you go to his attorney Michael Greenberg, he says R. Kelly doesn't have any income. If you sign over your publishing to the administrator, a lot of times you get an advance. Typically, with an advance, that administrator takes all or most of the revenue from the publishing royalties until all or most of that advance is paid back. For instance, if R. Kelly received an advance of $100 million from Universal, then he technically could claim that he has no income, but at the same time, he could have assets and cash money. We dug a bit deeper and saw that some of R. Kelly's less popular songs, like I'm a Flirt, Fiesta, and Ignition, and a few other songs, have a publisher listed as R. Kelly Publishing Incorporated. However, the contact information points people right back to, you guessed it, Universal Music Z songs. So back to the question of whether R. Kelly owns his publishing. There are a few key pieces of evidence. 1. R. Kelly says he doesn't own his own publishing. 2. R. Kelly's attorney says he doesn't have any income. 3. Universal Z Songs is listed as the publisher on most of his music. 4. R. Kelly Publishing Incorporated is listed on a few of his songs as publisher, but the contact leads right back to Universal Music, and R. Kelly Publishing Incorporated could have changed hands and might not actually be owned by R. Kelly. There seems to be a lot of evidence that R. Kelly doesn't actually own his own publishing, but just because he might not own his own publishing doesn't mean he's broke. In early 2019, RCA and Universal Music Publishing Group said that they dropped R. Kelly due to pressure from the documentaries that had come out. However, this was misleading because all they really did is block his upcoming albums and decided not to shop any of his songs to people. They are still getting paid handsomely for all of his current catalog of music. Furthermore, if RCA broke his contract, on which he had 2 albums left, then they could owe him a payout to avoid breach of that contract. So, conceivably, R. Kelly could receive millions in compensation for his record deal. Remember how R. Kelly made the claim that he's worth millions of dollars? Well, that could have just been his ego talking. After all, he did call himself broke in the song I Admit, and said he stays on tour to keep his bills paid. On the other hand, it's not completely out of the question that he could have some hidden assets. He's got a lot of people after him for money, and Valencia Love, the woman who bailed him out of jail, said that it wasn't her money used to bail him out of jail, but she wasn't going to say whose money it was. One thing is for sure, the music business is complicated, and understanding how payments are made can be tricky. This is why R. Kelly can come off as broke, not being able to immediately make bail, and at the same time can claim that he doesn't own his own publishing, implying that he doesn't have any money, but could still possibly have more money than any of us could hope to see in a lifetime, combined.
That's one part. That's one part. He hides his money. And according to rumors, he borrowed $7 million in advance. So he has to pay all that back. Right? Okay, Senator, same. You heard? I got one more for you, bro. One more for you. Check this out. Shout out to Baller Alert Inc. Please go and subscribe to their channel. This is where I got my reference from. I will be putting it in the chat. Please go and subscribe, guys. Thank you. I am using this content for research and learning and understanding.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Jenny B, and I'm back with a Baller Alert news break. Amid the ongoing allegations into R. Kelly's alleged history with underage girls, new details pertaining to his classics have been revealed. As the singer's peers continue to apologize for working with the self-proclaimed Pied Piper of R&B, as it turns out, Kelly isn't even getting paid for the increase in streams as a result of the documentary. In fact, sources say the two parties who were greatly affected by Kelly's alleged abuse and alleged preference for pedophilia have benefited the most from the controversy. Over the summer, Kelly released a 19-minute song titled I Admit to address the allegations of an alleged sex cult, among other things. In the song, Kelly highlighted the fact that he was a broke legend.
The truth in this message is I'm a broke ass legend. The only reason I stay on tour is because I gotta pay my rent.
Because he doesn't own his publishing. Although he alluded to a bigger conspiracy,
they took my gift and they blind me. Where the fuck is my money? Now here come this big ass conspiracy.
He said that he signed away his publishing rights because he couldn't read or understand the contract.
Since the first day, that without knowing I signed my publishing away. I admitted I was young and caught up and so blind, yeah. Said I had dyslexia, couldn't read all the contracts, yeah.
But now, sources say there's a deeper meaning behind Kelly's claim. Apparently, Kelly allegedly signed over the rights to his music to two of his high-profile victims, the Aaliyah estate and the 14-year-old girl from the infamous P-tape.
I admit that I don't own my music. I admit that I will own my music. Want it back, but they don't want to do it.
While the rumors have yet to be confirmed, the claim sheds light on the recent denials and refusals to cooperate on the victim's part. In fact, this also means that the two parties are allegedly being paid for the scandal every time Kelly's music spikes in streams. Do you think this rumor is true? Drop your comments down below. I'm Ms. Jenny B, and this is our Baller Alert News Break.
So, guys, did that answer your questions about Aaliyah? Allegedly. And also Rashonda Landfair? Allegedly. They got some of that money, some of that publishing money. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, man? Huh? Why do you think that is? The families got paid. Those two families got paid. Because R. Kelly would have went down 30 years ago. They should have did this shit 30 years ago. Right? Yeah. I got some more things, guys. I got some more things, y'all. I'm full of surprises today. So let's go back to reading what we were talking about. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, so I'm going off the screen again, guys. Wait, let me make sure. That's why Aaliyah's mom is quiet as a church mouse. Yes. Hush money. Yes. Bribery. Yes. Lies, lies, and more lies. Oh, I think Greenberg has some too. You should have named it. I don't know, Miss Shit. Yes, 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 yes. Facts, Sharice. Okay. Please, guys, hit the Cash App. Thank you, guys. Donations are welcome. They are appreciated, y'all. They are appreciated, y'all. Yes. And do as Peter said, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Stay home. I am, girl. I'm trying my best. You know. Aaliyah's mom is living large off those rights. Go ask her questions. Facts. Well, let's finish reading this. Okay. So, prior to closing the courtroom on April 15th, the trial court and counsel discussed which attorneys would be representing the parties at trial. Still in open court, the trial court observed that today was up for additional questions for the jury questionnaire and for a motion that was filed under seal. In open court, the trial court explained that the motion was filed under seal because of the proximity of Mr. Kelly's case going to trial. Then the trial court stated that there would be a short recess to clear the court and do the proceedings that have to be sealed. The closed hearings on April 15 concerns primarily questionnaires for the potential jurors and the state's reiteration of its proffer of the other crimes evidence and the defense's anticipated response to it. Specifically, counsel and the trial court discussed the defense's anticipated cross-examination concerning a witness's attempt to obtain money from the defendant in exchange for a videotape. Now they're talking about Lisa Van Allen and that whole exchange of the money of the videotape, right? Okay. It says that the state also proffered that this same witness met with an attorney, that she did not tell the attorney about sex acts with the minor victim. So when she originally went in, she didn't state that she met with her attorney. The state also preferred that this same witness met with the attorney, that she did not tell the attorney about sex acts with the minor victim, and that she then received the rest of the money that had been promised to her. Okay, so Lisa Van Allen didn't tell her attorney about what happened with her, with Rashonda and him on the tape, and that she had received money, the rest of the money. And the closed April 21st hearing concerns primarily the jury questionnaires. The defense proposed 7 questions, such as whether the jurors had any feelings which might affect their judgment in this case concerning lesbian sexual activity or three-way sex, man and 2 women, or sex acts by a minor with another woman and a man while being videotaped, or adultery or urination on another person. So these were the questions that was in there. Lord. At the closed April 25th hearing, the trial court heard from a witness who was depicted on the videotape. So that's Lisa. But who was not the minor. Before hearing from the witness, defense counsel stated his reasons for seeking to close the hearing. He stated in part, "We have a concern that we are on the eve of jury selection, and given the nature of the allegations which involve alleged sex with a minor as well as a 3-way sexual contact, that if that type of information were leaked to the public before the trial, it would poison the jury pool, and that voir dire questions alone would not protect the defendant. Defense counsel also remarked that the front page of that day's Chicago Tribune contained photographs of the defendant, the trial judge, and other participants in the case. Oh, God. Like, R. Kelly was a superstar. What the hell was he trying to worry about hiding his face for? What the fuck? On April 25th, the trial court also elaborated on his reasons for closure. Part of my findings are the same as what defense counsel and the state has agreed with, is that the motion for proof of other crimes elicited testimony concerning the participation in different sex acts with a minor. So that is one of the primary reasons why these proceedings have been sealed. The others are that you all are aware that certainly this trial is under great public scrutiny. In fact, the Tribune this morning, and usually I don't read the papers, but someone pointed it out to me. Miss Stacy St. Clair reported that over 330 news organizations have shown interest in getting credentials. So certainly this is a very high profile file. And as we speak, there is somebody from an agency, which I will pronounce it, Agence France Presse, a Miss Mira Oberman, who provides press service for overseas media. Also, as brought out, there have been inquiries from Australia, France, Japan, and there was another country, I forgot which one. So this has drawn international as well as national scrutiny. With the proximity of the jury selection, he was just so worried about his image. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Those are the reasons why these hearings are sealed. Like the prior hearings, the April 25th hearings also concerned the jury questionnaires. But unlike this prior hearings, this hearing also concerned testimony by a witness. The purpose of taking the testimony was to establish that one of the defendant's attorneys did not have a potential conflict of interest. Oh, God. The purpose of taking the testimony was to establish that one of the defendant's attorneys did not have a potential conflict of interest. The trial court asked the witness a few questions that established that she had received money in exchange for an item, but that the attorney was not involved. The trial court then ruled that there was no conflict of interest. There was no cross-examination, and only the trial court examined the witness. Wait a minute. What? Hold up. Okay. Able to hearing also concerned the jury questionnaires, but unlike the prior hearings, this hearing also concerned testimony by a witness. The purpose of taking the testimony was to establish that one of defendant's attorneys did not have a potential conflict of interest. The trial court asked the witness a few questions that established that she had received money in exchange for an item, but that the attorney was not involved. The attorney was not involved in what? Exchanging of the money? Are they talking who? The trial court then ruled that there was no conflict of interest. There was no cross-examination, and only the trial court examined the witness. What? Yeah. Okay. The Decorum order. On June 22nd, 2007, the trial court issued an order that the trial court and the parties to this case referred to as the Decorum order. The order was never challenged by the parties to the underlying criminal action, namely the state and defendant Kelly, or by the witnesses. to whom the order also applied. The order was contested only by the motion of the media interveners filed almost a year later on April 22nd, 2008. The Decorum order stated that it applied only to 1. The attorneys connected with this case as prosecutor of defense counsel, any other attorney working in or with the offices of either of them, and their agents, staff, or experts, any judicial officer of court employee, and any law enforcement employees of any agency involved in this case. And 3, any person subpoenaed or expected to testify in this matter. The Decorum order prohibited these individuals from doing any of the following acts: release or authorize the release for public dissemination of any purported extrajudicial statement of either the defendant or witnesses relating to the case. 2, release or authorize the release of any documents, exhibits, photographs, or any evidence, the admissibility of which may have to be determined by the court. 3, make any statement for public dissemination as to the existence or possibly existence of any documents, exhibits, photographs, or any evidence, the admissibility of which may have to be determined by the court. 4, express outside of court an opinion or make any comment of public dissemination as to the weight, value, or effect of any evidence as tending to establish guilt or innocence. 5, make any statement outside of the court as to the content, nature, substance, or effect of any statements or testimony that have been given or is expected to be given in any proceeding related to this matter. 6, issue any statement as to the identity of any prospective witnesses or the witness's probable testimony or the effect thereof. 7, make any out-of-court statements as to the nature, source, or effect of any purported evidence alleged to have been accumulated as a result of the investigation of this matter. So, in other words, that's why the press wasn't allowed to get that stuff, and they put that order in, that Decorum order, so that they couldn't do any of those things. Now, the order appealed from the media interveners appealed from the trials court's order entered on May 16, 2008. The May 16 order is an 8-page and detailed order denying the media interveners' motion to unseal the transcripts of the closed proceedings and to vacate the Decorum order. Previously, on April 24, 2008, the trial court had granted the media interveners' petition to intervene, but had denied their motion for the immediate release of the transcripts of the previously closed hearings and for the opening of the April 25th hearing. The April 24th order, however, was not named in the intervener's notice of appeal. So since the May 16 order was issued after the 4 hearings had already been held, the focus was on whether the transcripts of the closed hearings should remain sealed. Now, in the May 16 order, the trial court stated that prior to the state of hearings on the state's other crimes motion, detailed and specific findings were made on the record, demonstrating that closure is essential to preserve higher values and is narrowly tailored to serve that interest. The trial court observed that although it sealed these findings, they were available to a reviewing court. Now, the trial court stated that the justification for closure will once again be articulated here, exclusive of any facts which necessitate the closure at issue. The May 16 order stated that the closure is necessary to protect the minor victim and the defendant's right to a fair trial by ensuring the jury will not be exposed to inadmissible or highly prejudiced evidence. The trial court found that the concern over widespread publicity in the case at bar was not speculative, considering that over 330 reporters, both here and abroad, have applied for media credentials to cover the trial. And the case has been on the front page of both major Chicago area publications numerous times in the last 3 weeks. In a footnote, the trial court stated that the major publications to which it referred were the Chicago Sun-Times, the Chicago Tribune, which were also media interveners. The order stated that the sealed transcripts would be made available to the media interveners after either trial or sentencing. Since the trial ended in an acquittal, the transcripts were made available after the trial. So hopefully that means that's a good thing. So all those sealed documents, we might be able to see some of those sealed documents when the trial's over. That should be interesting. So in the May 16 order, the trial court considered various alternatives to sealing the transcripts, such as one, redacting them. Yeah, see, like I said, that's why they seal them, because they need to redact things. They need to, hide certain information that they don't want the world to know. And then they will make it public. That's why when you see them constantly making those changes, that's why they do that, Sylvia. When you constantly see them changing that's because they're redacting things. They're changing certain things in there. They're sealing stuff up. They're closing. They're going to release it to the public eventually. But right now, while the trial is going on, they can't. And in the meantime, they will go redacting things that they do not want us to know. Certain highly sensitive information. Okay? James? All right. Okay, so such as redacting them, using pseudonyms, which is, fake names, right? Questioning potential jurors during the voir dire concerning pretrial publicity, and changing the venue of the trial. However, the order explains why these alternatives would not work. First, the trial court, which was thoroughly familiar with the contents of the transcripts, found that the redaction or use of pseudonyms would result in a collection of unintelligible nonsense, or a concession of the information justifying closure. Second, the trial court found that neither voir dire nor a venue change could protect the defendant's right to a fair trial, in light of one, the highly prejudicial details of the crime contained in the transcripts, and two, the onslaught of pretrial publicity generated by the celebrity of the defendant. The trial court found that if the information was released, changing the trial's location would do nothing to reduce the resulting prejudice. Since this was a case of nationwide interest, in addition, the likelihood of extensive jury contamination was even greater. Since the trial was scheduled to begin soon, based on these findings, the trial court found that the various possible alternatives would not work due to the specific facts and the circumstances of this case. And look at what they said there. Extensive jury contamination was even greater since the trial scheduled to begin. Okay? Don't forget, guys, that R. Kelly paid off a juror to say he's a really good guy. Remember that? It was put into motion, guys. It was put into motion. Now, based on these findings, the trial court found that the various possible alternatives would not work due to the specific facts and circumstances of this case. In the May 16th order, the trial court also refused to vacate the Decorum order, entered nearly a year before. The trial court stated that the order was an exact replica of the order entered in a high-profile criminal case against celebrity Michael Jackson, People versus Jackson, number 1, and of an order that the trial court had used in a 2007 case, People versus Luna. The media interveners had claimed that the order constituted a prior restraint upon freedom of speech. The trial court held first that the order does not place any restraints whatsoever upon the press, since it governs the conduct of the attorneys and parties only. The trial court observed that neither the defendant nor the state had asked for the order to be lifted. The trial court found, second, that even if the order was a prior restraint, it was needed to protect the defendant's right to a fair trial in light of the torrent of media interest in this case. On June 10, 2008, the media interveners filed a notice of interlocutory appeal, appealing from the trial court's May 16th order. This appeal followed. Okay, analysis. This appeal raises a number of preliminary issues. The appropriate suit or motion to be brought by the press in order to obtain access to closed court proceedings. 2, the propriety of appellate jurisdiction under Supreme Court Rule 307 to review a trial's order denying access. 3, possible mootness of a denial of access, where the criminal trial at issue has already concluded and access has since been granted. And 4, the appropriate standard of review for the trial court's order denying access to the press. After deciding these preliminary issues, we may proceed to the question of whether the trial court's order violated the public's rights of access by closing certain proceedings and sealing certain records. The public has 3 different claims to a right of access, People versus Pello. And first, there is a constitutional right of access grounded both in the First Amendment to the Federal Constitution and in the first article of our state constitution. U.S. Constitution, Amend 1, Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of the press. All persons may speak, write, and publish freely. Second, in addition to the constitutional rights of access, there is a parallel common law rights of access recognized by the Illinois Supreme Court, Pello, citing, okay. Third, there is a statutory right of access created by our state legislature as part of Illinois Clerks of Courts. Finally, we must decide whether the trial court's decorum order constituted an unconstitutional prior restraint on free speech. So they were upset because they're saying by you not granting us this access to this information, we can't express our freedom of speech. You're taking that away from us. Jim wasn't playing. He's like, listen, dude, you better we need this information now. We don't want it when the trial's over. We need it now. We've been asking for like a year now. Hello, how long did this take? Yeah. Oh my God. Too funny. Jim was not having it. Okay, procedure and jurisdiction. We find both that a petition to intervene was the appropriate vehicle to seek access to sealed court proceedings and records, and that appellate jurisdiction under Supreme Court Rule 307 was proper to review the trial court's order denying access. In this case at bar, for the purpose of obtaining access to sealed court records and proceedings, appellant Sun-Times and Tribune filed an emergency motion to intervene in the criminal case against defendant Kelly. Instead of filing a motion to intervene in the criminal case, appellants could have tried filing a separate civil action seeking a declaratory judgment. Providing for actions seeking a declaratory judgment, the appellate court observed that some jurisdictions find intervention to be the proper vehicle for the press to assert a right of access in a criminal case, while other jurisdictions find that a separate civil action is more appropriate, holding that intervention has no place in a criminal case, while also conceding that other jurisdictions find intervention to be the proper vehicle for the press to assert a right of access. So the Pello court stated, Illinois seems to be one of those jurisdictions that takes interlocutory appeals concerning right of access. And in support of it seems to be statement, the Pello court cited one case, People versus Legrone. In Legrone, the trial court granted the media intervener's petition to intervene in the criminal case, but denied the petition for access. On review, the appellate court reversed the trial court's denial access, but without discussing whether intervention was the proper vehicle. Okay, neither Legrone nor Pello is dispositive on the issue of whether intervention is proper. Since Legrone never reached the issue and Pello's seems to be statement is far from definitive. Okay, so I went too far.
Shit.
While the parties, yes, 10:45, puppy. Oh, 10:30. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. I had to apologize to the husband. I was supposed to wake him up at 10:30. Damn it. I'm sorry. Sorry, babe. Oh, man. I'm going to get a spanking. Okay. All right. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to have to go on mute. We're going to leave it there. Give me just one moment, okay?
R. Kelly's still in jail.
Yeah.
He got stabbed recently.
Yeah, I heard they kicked his ass.
Yeah, they whipped him up.
Yeah.
Stabbed
I mean,
him
you know,
like
he
that.
had that coming. That was coming. That was inevitable. He should have expected that.
Isn't it crazy how you
I've
just...
directly been involved in kicking a few pedophile ass in jail.
Oh, really?
In jail? Hell yeah.
Okay, so...
We don't play that. Like, you come in with them kind of charges, rape charges, pedophile charges, shit like that, you getting fucked up in jail. Yeah.
They don't put these people in a separate section?
Usually they do, but like sometimes like not right off the bat. Sometimes you got to go through the process first and then get put, like some people get, you know what I mean? Some people just come right in and request protective custody and I can't go in there. But you got some people that try to like tiptoe through and try to like see if they can make it.
Okay, so here you are. You're in what, county jail or
county jail?
Okay, so you're in county jail. You got a bunch of, you're a blood. So I guess you got, you're clicked up with a bunch of other bloods, right?
So we come walking in.
So then this guy comes walking in, and y'all like, oh, okay, that's a pedophile right there.
No, you don't like. We know we own people. What you down for? It's like it's got like we grip.
Well, why would a person tell you what they're in for?
Because you don't want to get your ass killed.
Well, can't you just lie? No one has paper.
I mean, you could lie, but we could find out. There's ways of finding out.
How do you find out that a person has pedophile paper?
Your wristband. Like I could look up your booking number. I say, what's your booking number? And I look your book. I have my girl. I could say, let me see what's your name, what's your booking number. If I think it's something suspicious about you, I could jump on the phone and tell my girl, look up this dude's name and booking number. And
that's how it works.
Yeah, it's different ways. It's a lot of different ways. Like,
so basically someone goes, looks up his booking number, and then you find out that it's a pedophile. So then you go and tell everyone else. So you're willing to risk further incarceration in order to beat this dude up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get further incarceration because of that?
Mm-hmm. You gotta get caught first.
So no one got it.
It's never a crime until you get caught.
So you wouldn't beat up a pedophile?
You said I wouldn't?
No, so you go and beat up pedophiles?
Yeah.
Multiple times?
Yeah, more than once.
2-3 times?
I mean,
bunch of times.
It's happened. Like,
okay, how bad did you fuck him up?
Man,
put him in the hospital?
I don't know what happened. Like, you know what I mean? They didn't come around and they didn't come through unscathed. Like they came through and they got dealt with. Like it's a normal thing. Like, and I'm not saying that it was just my job as the pedophile enforcer, but I'm just saying like in jail,
Bosco the pedophile enforcer.
Like, you know what I mean? But when you were in that setting and you wanted to stand up individuals and you with the betterment of the program, like, you know what I mean? Like certain things need to get dealt with, certain issues need to get dealt with. And, you know what I mean? I never had a problem taking my part in dealing with those issues.
Yeah, man. I got no sympathy for a pedophile.
You feel me?
I feel that if you take advantage of children,
you should get smashed.
You should get whatever comes your way, because you're talking about a child at the end of the day. Yeah. You're not talking about an adult.
Not that I want to promote violence or promote
violence against pedophiles. I got no problems with.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But
you're not gonna hear me arguing on their behalf.
You know what I mean?
Fuck them up. Go for it. You know, you want to go down that road? Let the word, everyone who's watching right now that's trying to decide if they're going to be a pedophile or not, you could hear these jail stories.
Just know.
And say when you get locked up, that's not the worst that's going to happen.
Yeah.
No. It gets worse after you get locked up. So hopefully this is a deterrent to go find you someone who's of legal age.
Hopefully this exactly this Bosco letting the world know that I've been a pedophile vigilance, like, you know what I mean? I've partook in this vigilance, and, like, you know what I mean? You know, like,
I'm not mad at you. I mean, shit. Look what happened to Jeffrey Dahmer the first day he got put in general population.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they found him with like what? His head in a toilet and a broomstick,
like
shoved up his ass,
crazy shit,
like some real like.
But it was a fitting punishment, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wasn't he like eating little kids and stuff like that?
Jeffrey Dahmer was like, the thing I watched it. Jeffrey Dahmer was gay, and most of the dudes he was killing was dude.
I got something else for y'all guys. I got something else for you guys real quick.
What's up, guys?
Now, this video, I found it, and it's this young man who had an experience with R. Kelly.
It's not a bad experience. It was a good experience. I just want y'all to check it out for a moment and see how excited this young man was. Listen to what he was saying about R. Kelly, though. That's the point. His name is Peter Sullivan.
So I'm still going to put a podcast up this weekend, but I also thought I'd do some storytelling videos. So this is the story of the time that I met R. Kelly, and it's pretty amazing. So I go to school in Columbia College, Chicago, and where I live is East-West University, which is right by the campus. But it's
See, baby, I love you.
Sometimes I help out there with the basketball team, like coaching and stuff. So I got back from class one day. Class ended at 6, and I was going to go coach from like 6 to 9. And so I go up to the gym after I get back from class, and it's a small gym. Like, there's not even room for bleachers. It's just a court, and that's it. So there was like security outside and stuff like that, and I'm like, what the fuck is what's going on here? So there's like security outside, and I get in, and the court's filled. Everyone's all on one side of the court watching some 3-on-3 game. And I saw a bunch of people in suits and stuff, something, and I was more college scouts or something for bigger schools that the coach has come in sometime and look at players. So I walked the coach's office. He's like, Pete, come on, man, come on in. I'm like, what's up, coach? You know, say what's up to him. And he goes, yeah, I was gonna start practice off, but you know, my man R. Kelly came by. I had to let him play with the kids. So I'm like, what? So I look over, and I thought he just meant like some dude looked like R. Kelly there, and he was just letting him play. But it was actually R. Kelly, like 5 feet from me, playing like R. Kelly. And he's got this small ass gym. He's got like a 12-person entourage with him, which is way too many people to have in this small gym. He's got like
12 person
sitting in suits, sitting on the end of the court, just watching him. He's got 4 or 5 girls that are just dressed to the nines, like they're about to go out to some nice club, just wearing like these fancy dresses, and they're all dressed up, cheering him on. And he's got 3 or 4 guys that are with gym bags and stuff that are on his team that are just coming to play with him. And then he's got these like 6-7 bodyguards walking around like security team. It was crazy. And
this was in 2016, guys.
So like I'm trying to get a Snapchat video to send to my friends. I took this video of him. This guy was like, yo, man. Like, this big security guard's like, yo, man, you put that phone away. I'm going to kick you out of here. I was like, I didn't know, dude. It's fucking R. Kelly. Why would I not record him? And so he's like talking a bunch of trash in the game. Like, some kid's trying to post up R. Kelly, but he's not really moving him at all while he's trying to back him down. They're like, yeah, you can't move him. He's too strong. So instinctively, I'm like, he is a mountain. And then the security guard was like, yo, like, I'm seriously going to kick you out. And I was like, I'm sorry. That was my one reference. I didn't make a piss reference. That was just one. And so they finish the game, and the whole team meets in the center of the court, and he's like, I'm going to have R. Kelly say some words to you guys, some words of advice. So I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I want to hear some words of advice from R. Kelly. So I run to the center, and I'm there to listen to what he has to say. And when I tell you that, like, this is exactly what R. Kelly said. This is word for word. I'm not making any of this up. R. Kelly like has him gather around. First of all, he just starts shit talking the kids that he was just playing against. He was like, y'all saw me out there on the court. Y'all couldn't touch me. I was killing y'all. And it was so fucking funny. He's like, you couldn't stop me out there. All right. I was on fire. I was killing y'all. Okay. And he goes, look, when I wanted to grow up, I was a poor kid growing up in Chicago, and I wanted to play basketball. You saw how good I was out there in basketball. You saw that, like, still just shit talking these kids. They're all like freshmen, by the way. And he goes, and now, $50 million later, I'm here. R. motherfucking Kelly. Literally says that about himself. Turns to the kid that was just guarding him in the game and goes, in his face, 11 platinum records, son. So I'm like dying laughing, like trying to contain myself. He keeps talking about it, and he goes, look, When I was growing up, I wanted to be a basketball player. I was poor, you know, I was singing for money on the street corner. And then finally one day I entered a talent show and I sang and I heard those ladies scream. Point is, moral of the story, do whatever it is you can do to make those girls scream. Bring it in. And they brought it in, said something like teamwork on 3 or something, and they were just like, I'm outie, and left. And I never saw R. Kelly again. But it was an incredible experience. And that was my R. Kelly story. I'll have a new podcast up this weekend, probably Sunday or something. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you around. Peace.
You heard what he was saying about his entourage?
It was always said.
Oh, wait.
In air quotes. R.
Hold
Kelly
on.
Right?
What is
and I don't think anybody. I know I.
No. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. You heard. He had all these people in this little ass gym. The guy was like, "No, you can't take no damn pictures, no cap." What I tell you, man, I'm a beat you up, yo. I'm gonna beat you up, yo. He's serious. His security be serious, huh? They don't want nobody taking pictures, but it's okay if little girls come into the VIP room. Isn't that crazy? That's funny as hell. I'm trying to find another video. I don't know what the hell happened to the video. I gotta find it again. Sorry. I gotta keep you guys entertained in the moment because I got other things going on in the background right now. Go to the front. You want me to do the front? Hold on a second, guys.
Appalled and disgusted and overall disturbed, as well as hit that notification bell button down below. Okay, you guys, so by now I'm sure you guys have all watched the Surviving R. Kelly documentary that premiered on Lifetime a few days ago. I finally got the nerve to watch it. I was just appalled and disgusted and overall disturbed, really. After watching this documentary of R. Kelly, my personal opinion is this, y'all. I believe that R. Kelly should go to prison for a very long time, period. But I also believe that he deserves professional and psychological help and therapy because he needs it. He really does. He needs help. He is a very mentally and emotionally sick individual. But I also believe that the people, his entourage, such as the security guards, the bodyguards, the tour managers, the friends, the lawyers, everybody who knew what was going on but decided to ignore it or decided to cover it up just because they were getting a paycheck from him. Nah, bruh. Y'all all deserve to be up in prison with R. Kelly for a very long time for pretty much enabling that disgusting behavior and covering it up. They too deserve to be in prison right along with him. And that is just my opinion, and it won't change. But anyways, y'all, for those people who still doubt that, oh my gosh, not R. Kelly, not my favorite I Wish and I Believe I Can Fly singer, he could never do this. Well, y'all, let me tell you, he has. And it's been so much proof. It's crazy. It's so crazy. But anyways, y'all, just to add to more of the proof that's already out there, I recently ran into this video that this girl posted recently on her YouTube channel, basically just sharing her story time or her experience with her quick run-in with R. Kelly and basically how she almost became one of his little victims as well. I'm so glad that she didn't, but y'all check out this video and then let me know what your personal opinions are down below. All right? And until next time, make sure that y'all subscribe. Peace.
So this story happened in February 2017. R. Kelly was having some type of tour, and me and my friends decided to go. We ended up getting floor seats to the concert, so we were literally like right on stage. Not on stage, but literally I could touch the stage. Okay, so yeah, we were just, enjoying our time at the concert. At this time, I believe I was a junior. Yeah, I was a junior in college. I had to be 20. Yeah, I was 20 years old. So yeah, we're just enjoying the concert. So yeah, we're enjoying the concert. R. Kelly ends up getting off the stage, where there were still a lot of fans like coming up to him and like, trying to get him to touch their hands. And me, I was one of those people. And I'm gonna insert a clip right here now so y'all can see. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, he touched my hand. My hand was the one that had the white French tips on. And literally right after this clip of me on Snapchat recording him touching my hand, when I walked away, a woman tapped my shoulder and said, "Hey, the security guard wants to speak with you." And I didn't know what I thought I did something wrong, to be honest, because I was like, what in the world does a security guard want to talk to me for? Like, was I not supposed to reach my hand out? Like, what did I do wrong? So I go to the security, and the security guard said, "Hey, R. Kelly wanted me to give you his number. He wants you and your friends to come to the after party," which was in the same vicinity as the concert was. So I was like, okay, what do I look like talking to R. Kelly? He's like 50. How old is he? I have no idea. He's like 50 something years old. Like, I'm not into that at all. But it was still, I'm in college, so I want to have some fun. Me and my friends wanted to have some fun. So we're like, y'all, let's go to this after party. So after this happens, he gets back on stage. And while he's on stage, he signals me. He looks and he goes like this to me. Like, "Are you going to call me?" And I actually have a clip of that, so I'm going to insert it here. So just pay very close attention to the end of the video where he holds up his hand like, "Call me." I'm gonna put on my dancing shoes. So yeah, that happened. Then, start singing some more songs, and then the concert was over. So me and my friends did stick around to go to the after party, just to have some fun. And he tells us that he's about to walk out in a couple of minutes. So whenever he leaves, follow behind him. And he brings us back outside, and he lets us take pictures with him, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna insert a few little pictures right here. So yeah, he lets us take pictures, and then that night was over. Nothing else really happened that night. I believe like the next day, later on, me and my friends are just chilling around at the house, and we're like, because we're all in awe, like, R. Kelly gave you his number, like that's crazy, So we're like still in shock. So we're like, text him, see what happens, text him. So I text him. I'm like, this isn't really R. Kelly. Somehow we got on FaceTime. Oh, okay. Did you hear me?
How old are you?
I'm 20. How old are you?
Yes.
I don't want to guess it wrong. And then you be offended.
Uh-huh.
I know you old, like older. Not old, but like older.
How old?
I don't know. Like,
let me know when you come to see me.
huh?
Let me know when you come to see me.
Come to see you where? In Chicago?
If you want to come see me, it don't matter where. It's all good.
Oh. So as you can see in the video, I told him my age. I wasn't underage. I was 20, but still, he's like, what, 50 something, and I'm only 20 years old in college. So yeah, pretty much he just wanted to fly me out. I'm not flying nowhere with nobody that I don't know. I don't know you. I know of you, but just like everybody else does. But I'm not flying out nowhere. I didn't really care for R. Kelly. Like, I like his music, but I'm young. I'm not obsessed over him. Like, ew, So really, just responding and texting and FaceTiming him, it was just for the enjoyment of me and my friends, like entertainment. Like, this is kind of cool. You're FaceTiming a celebrity, you know? I wasn't trying to get flown out, and I'm so grateful that I didn't even think that far. Like, oh, he's rich, he can give me this, he can give me that. I'm so glad that I have the mindset that I do, because if not, I could have been, God forbid, I could have been on the show telling my story on how he could have done this and that to me, you know, but I didn't let it get that far.
Hey, what's up, you?
Smart girl. She didn't let it go that far. You know, she was in her 20s and she wasn't starstruck. And she knew that that wasn't right. And she wasn't attracted to an older man, you know. So, those are his tactics, guys. That's how he does it, y'all. That's how he does it. That's how he does it. And then you bite the bait. And he does what he feels he needs to do. You know. And that's fucked up. She wasn't, you're right. She was not impressed at all. Not at all. That's right. Dirty old man. That's right. A little old for his taste. That's right. That's right. Smart girl. Smart girl. Yeah. You know, even though she was in her 20s, like she said, it's still creepy. It's still creepy. She said it. She said, yo, I don't wanna he's like, guess. She's like, I don't want to guess wrong and stuff, but I know you old, but like, you know, not old, but you know, you're old. Wepa. I got yeah. What A Centavo said, she was on point that he was asqueroso. Okay? Viejo sucio. Write that in English, mommy. Write those words in English so my sisters in the chat can understand what you're saying, Centavo. I told my girls I'm gonna teach them Spanish one day. Don't worry, we're gonna do some Spanish. A Centavo, hopefully you could be around for that one. You could jump on the pattern. You could help me with my r and the r. We could roll with our R's together. And you too, stilettos. Yo, if you're listening, stilettos. You too, mommy. But yeah. 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 However, Shana. I told you already. Stop being a good girl, a bad girl. Stop being a bad girl. Stop being a bad girl. Because you're going to get pow. Okay? My sisters, we wrench gang up in here. You will get pow. Okay? It doesn't matter. We're always blocking you and you always come back. So we're not going to block you. We just going to time your little ass out. You can sit in the bushes and watch. Okay? Okay. Now, what does viejo sucio mean, guys? Dirty old man. Say it with me, y'all. Viejo sucio. Viejo sucio means dirty old man. And asqueroso means nasty. Good night, Missy. I love you, mama. Karen, she said shaking my head. What happened, honey? Bev, it's all good, mommy. What's up, mama? Yes, vieja is old, and vieja is for a female. When you say vieja, it's for a female. When you say viejo, it's for a man. So the O at the end is a male, and the A is female. So I have something else I wanted to show you guys. And it's talking about his estate. Now we all know that one of his buildings were just sold, right? And all of that. Well, this is going to talk about his estates, and it's going to give you a little tour. I'm going to take a quick little break again, and then I will be back. Okay, so enjoy the show.
Not because he's passed on or anything, but because R. Kelly is a former American singer, songwriter, actor, and record producer. I say former not because he's passed on or anything, but because, well,
a federal grand jury has indicted Kelly on 13 counts, including child pornography, enticement of a minor, and obstruction of justice.
Yeah, that. Look, at some point, R. Kelly was one of the most successful R&B producers in the music game, and at his peak, his net worth would have been in the $100 million range. But over the years, his many legal problems made that nest egg take a hit, reducing it by tens of millions of dollars. These days, reports suggest that he owes more money than he can afford to pay back. But hey, R. Kelly has owned some gorgeous homes in his day, everywhere from Chicago to Atlanta, and we're gonna check them out. In these videos, we don't reveal any addresses, and even though I've done a house tour of my own place, please do not show up at any private residences because it's not safe for anyone. Robert Sylvester Kelly, who we know as R. Kelly, has been credited with helping to redefine R&B and hip-hop, earning him nicknames like the King of R&B, and leading him to release a ton of hit tracks like Ignition, The World's Greatest, and many more. But he's also been the subject of intense controversy since the 1990s, which I'm sure you already know all about. And in 2019, he was arrested on a long list of federal charges, 18 to be exact. Prior to this, in 2012, the IRS reported that R. Kelly owed as much as $5 million back in unpaid taxes, which would lead him to losing his gigantic mansion located in Chicago in an area known as Olympic Fields. Furthermore, he was evicted from 2 different homes that he owned in Atlanta, Georgia a few years later, after refusing to pay more than $30,000 in back rent and fees. With his real estate portfolio taking a massive hit, Kelly moved himself into Chicago's Trump Tower and battened down the hatches. Unfortunately for him, it didn't last long. 6 months later, he was arrested and on his way to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in downtown Chicago, which is where he calls home right now as he awaits his multiple trials. Hey guys, it's Kara, and for today's house tour, I'm reporting on a celebrity you guys requested. This time, we're taking a look at a few different homes of the infamous R. Kelly here for you on Famous Entertainment. Whether it's his music or his crimes that are well documented in series like Surviving R. Kelly, people are fascinated by this man's story. Today, I'm gonna take you inside some of his estates and give you a taste of how he lived. As you know, here we talk about celebrity houses, but have you ever wondered what David Dobrik spent on his Iron Man suit or about Conor McGregor's $1 million watches? We recently started a brand new channel, Famous Fashion, where myself and some other hosts are reporting on all things celebrity fashion. Join us and be one of the first to subscribe. You don't want to miss this. That's not even the only watch McGregor picked up during his recent shopping spree. He also bought another timepiece from Jacobs & Co., this time in a more X-rated flavor. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and we can chat there. All right, let's get into this video. Back in 1997, things were going great for R. Kelly. His hit song, I Believe I Can Fly, was still tearing up the airwaves, getting tons of play, and he was making enough cash to blow a whole bunch of it on this beautiful mansion located in Olympia Fields in Chicago for $3.5 million. The community sits about 45 minutes away from the downtown area, and Kelly had the home custom built to suit his tastes. The entire house features more than 14,000 square feet of space and fully landscaped acres situated behind an iron and stone gate with 12-foot tall concrete encased fencing. Inside, you'll find formal and informal lounging and entertainment areas, as well as 4 fireplaces, 6 bedrooms, 8 full baths, as well as 6 half baths. It also features a colossal kitchen with a center island, high-end commercial-grade appliances, and a super tall ceiling with heavy wood beams running across. Not too far away from there, the double-height family room is adjoined to the home theater, as well as a wood-paneled room with a fireplace that most likely acts as a library. There's also a jungle-themed indoor swimming pool, which when R. Kelly was trying to move off of the home, he hyped up on the listing as a full-on tropical experience. I don't know, that might be overselling it more than a little. Outside, the estate borders the Olympia Fields Country Club and includes a gated circular drive with a secondary motor court and acres of lawns with trees, an outdoor tennis and basketball court, a private pond with fountains, a detached multi-car garage, and whatever this thing is. Maybe I don't want to know. In 2011, it was reported that R. Kelly stopped making payments on his remaining $2.9 million mortgage for this home. At the time, people seemed to think it was a strategy on his part to get the lender to renegotiate the loan. It didn't work. Kelly lost the home to foreclosure, and it was later sold at auction for a mere $587K. After losing his home in his native Chicago, R. Kelly moved south and took to renting 2 properties in the same neighborhood known as Johns Creek, located in Duluth, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. One of the properties is a large mansion-style estate, while the other is a smaller family-style home. The larger home, located on Old Homestead Trail, was his primary residence. Kelly rented this property for $10,000 a month. Built in 2000, this 9,000 square foot estate is built on the top of 2.5 acres and features extras like its own batting cage and a tennis court that Kelly transformed into a basketball court. Inside the home, you'll find luxurious amenities like a home theater and a cigar bar. The majority of the ceilings around the home are over 12 feet high, and the floors are made out of French limestone with elegant details featured in the living room, dining room, and paneled study. The kitchen has been updated to include stainless steel appliances as well as quartzite countertops. Further inside the home, the family room has one of the home's 7 different fireplaces, as well as a rich beamed wood ceiling. The master suite is located on the main floor and has its very own spa bath, along with his and her walk-in closets. And as much as I may want to, I'm gonna hold back from making any trapped in the closet jokes. But needless to say, you could get lost in the size of these things. Upstairs are 5 more bedrooms, each with their own private terrace. There's also an enormous den and home theater up here, which sits over top of the 4-car garage. Moving on to the second, smaller home, Kelly rented this far more unassuming place located on St. Devon Crossing. Built in 1992, this 2,348 square foot home sits in a cul-de-sac and has 4 bedrooms along with 2.5 bathrooms. According to records, Kelly was paying $3,000 a month for this property, which is just 2 miles away from the larger home. It features custom tile flooring, a renovated master bedroom and bath combo, alongside an upgraded kitchen with granite countertops and stainless steel appliances to go alongside the large eat and breakfast area. The family room offers plenty of space and windows to let in that Georgia sunshine, and there's an extra room located on the main floor that would be perfect for a home office. Meanwhile, out back is a private yard that's fenced off to keep out any unwanted attention. Speaking of unwanted attention, R. Kelly has faced his fair share of it while living in these 2 homes. First off, at the end of 2017, both of these homes were broken into and looted. Even worse, the culprit was a close personal friend of R. Kelly's named Alfonso Walker, who ransacked the homes over that Thanksgiving weekend.
That's what happens when you let people too close to you. This is what happens.
According to reports, Walker hired movers to clean out both houses and then sold the contents at a price of $6,000 per room. The theft was discovered by a cleaning lady in late November, and when Kelly finally got around to checking things out, he posted his findings to Instagram. Walker would turn himself into police only days later. If you ask me, it's more than a little curious that a man who was facing a whole ton of back taxes mysteriously had his homes broken into and stripped bare by a close personal friend when he wasn't home. But hey, I'm not a detective. Although it gets even weirder when you find out that after this incident happened, R. Kelly simply stopped paying rent at both properties and left the homes behind. I guess he thinks that's how real estate works. When the property management company inspected the homes, they found extensive damage that was beyond normal wear and tear. After evaluating it, they asked Kelly for payment, who refused to do so. That forced them to file a suit against Kelly, looking for more than $200,000 in damages. Of course, if that was the worst thing that ever happened in these 2 homes, then I think we'd all be the happier for it. But we know that isn't the case. Both of these homes took center stage in the crimes that would be charged against the entertainer. Earlier that year, just before the homes were broken into, news of R. Kelly's reported sex cult took the world by storm. It's all pretty depressing stuff, and it's the reason why R. Kelly is now calling the Metropolitan Correctional Center in downtown Chicago home as he awaits his trials to begin in September of 2021. Opening in 1975, this prison features 20 stories and has a rooftop exercise yard. Each cell is designed with floor-to-ceiling slit windows, which are 7 feet tall by 5 inches wide, which gives the building an extremely unique look, somewhat reminiscent of an old computer punch card. Because the windows are so narrow, they don't require bars, and the cells themselves were designed to resemble sailboat cabins with built-in hardwood beds and desks. I tell you all this simply to give you a taste of where I think R. Kelly will probably be spending the rest of his natural-born life, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, I'm gonna bring this house tour to a wrap right here. What did you think of the different homes of R. Kelly? If I'm being totally honest with you, considering what went on in those homes, I really don't want to live in any one of them. Too much bad juju. These days, his former homes in Georgia are looking all spiffy and new, but that Chicago mansion has fallen into a state of huge disrepair. It's super creepy to look at, and we'll have to wait and see if anyone ever bothers renovating it. In the meantime, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Bye.
Okay, I'm back on, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to show y'all my Maybach, but I'm pissed because yesterday coming from rehearsal, you know, I stopped by Harold's Chicken to get me something to eat. Yeah, I fell off the diet for a couple of seconds. All right, for a couple of days, I fell off the diet. All right, don't trip. I'm going to get it back. Y'all it ain't going to be R. Belly. It's going to be R. Kelly, baby, when y'all see the show. But anyway, I had some Harold's, and they left the Harold's Chicken in the back of my damn car, and I'm pissed. Somebody gonna get fined. Somebody got to pay for that, baby, because it smelled like a chicken shack up in this month. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna show you the car first, though. This is my ride. You know what I'm saying? One of my rides. Hold on, man. How you paying back? I got to back up? Damn. Whatever happened to paying it back? You got to push a button. Anyway, this is my Maybach right here. This is my baby. My Superman ride. Superman ride. You know what I'm saying? If you're paying back, well, I might as well show you my crib. Everybody getting prepared to, in a minute, they're going to be out here getting prepared to leave. I'm airing out my trunk because I got all my gym stuff I'll be throwing back there. But man, let me show y'all how they left the Harold's Chicken all in the back. I got to get better service than this, man. I'm that dude, man. Y'all got to clean. They got to clean the car out, man. I wish y'all could smell Cheetos and hot Cheetos. Man, dude, this ain't the way you get ready for tour, baby. Look at that. Although I love Harold's, but I don't love the smell up in my car for a damn day all night. You know what I'm saying? You don't do this to people. You just don't do it. But anyway, it's all good. Like I say, man, I love y'all. Y'all thanks. And I thank y'all for supporting R. Kelly, baby. I got that Untitled coming out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really proud of this Untitled album. Even though I didn't name it, you know, I've been naming albums for years. So I decided I'm not going to name this album, man. I'm just going to call it Untitled. So my fans and everybody else can call it what they want. Y'all check this out. I feel good about coming to see all my fans out there. And we're going to have a good time, man. We're going to have a real good time. You know what I'm saying? Happy people, they keep the world turning. I know that happy people keep the world grooving. What? I'm gone, baby. Signing off again. Hey, man, y'all got to come.
Wait a minute. And I got you, baby. I got you, the truth. You know, I forgot I put you underneath your real name. That's why I couldn't find you. I'm like, I could have sworn I put her number in my phone. I could have sworn I did. Girl. I have you under your name, girl. But yes, we will be talking about that. And can you believe how nasty he is? No, it's all right, mommy. That's my number. Don't worry about it. That's my number. Don't worry about it. I ain't worried about that shit, girl. So, yeah. He has some Harold's chicken in the back of the car overnight, cooking and roasting. And then he gonna go live and he gonna still keep that shit in there. He waiting for somebody else to take it out for him. Really? Thank you, Mary Overs, and welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. So this is our Smelly. What is he doing? Right? What is he doing? What is he doing? I have something else. I think some of you guys have seen this video before, but I don't know if anybody else in the bushes has and stuff like that. So I wanted to play this one more time. This has to do with Azriel and the Florida County when they was making claims about her being missing, so to speak.
And we charged him criminally.
So
At
this police officer, Sheriff Grady Judd, he's responding to the allegations against R. Kelly. Because, of course, the police, remember, they had to go to the hotel. Remember when Mr. Clary was saying that they were knocking on the hotel and the cops got there and XYZ and they had to explain to the cops what was going on? Okay. So here is a response from the sheriff that was dealing with this situation. Let me mute. Granny, what's up, mama? I'm going to put it on mute, guys.
Hi. However, the case did not survive the court system, and he was ultimately transferred to Chicago on those charges. So he went up there, and that's the last we heard of him.
This was in 2017, guys.
We still got his bed at the county jail. He can have it again.
Have you read the article or heard the allegations? It's pretty bizarre.
No, I haven't. And we charged him criminally at that time. However, the case did not survive the court system, and he was ultimately transferred to Chicago on those charges. So he went up there, and that's the last we've heard of him. But if he comes back here and violates the law, we still got his bed at the county jail. He can have it again.
Have you read the article or heard the allegations? It's pretty bizarre.
No, I haven't. I don't get involved in reading, that, news of, actors and rap artists and that sort of thing, people who act like somebody else. I don't have time for that.
Allegedly, there's a Polk County woman whose family's here, and she's, according to the parents, she's being held captive in this cult-like house. What would it take from them to get you guys to look into that?
Well, certainly we investigate every allegation of criminal wrongdoing in this county. If they're not in this county, we'll then refer them to the appropriate investigative source wherever they think she is. Now, of course, there's been some allegations about past criminal charges, and of course, we can't talk about those victims of crime because sexual battery victims are, with good reason, exempt from public record. However, if the parents come forward and they allege there's a violation in this county, we'll certainly investigate it. If we find there's probable cause, we'll be more than happy to arrest R. Kelly or anyone else who's violating the law. At this time, we've not heard from the parents. We don't see or hear or understand of any allegations of wrongdoing that's occurred in this county by R. Kelly or by anyone else that he's associated with.
Obviously, you know about his past because he was arrested here in Polk County.
Yes.
Would he, does he fit the bill of predatory behavior?
Do you know any time that you hang out with children and engage in inappropriate conduct, we look at that as potential predatory behavior. anyone who wants to be with someone under the age of 18, and certainly they're as old as he is, and I understand he's someplace in his 40s, that's an issue. But once again, we have to have a victim, or we have to have a parent who says their child's a victim. And if we don't have jurisdiction, we will find the appropriate investigators to investigate. No one's above the law, and we have room in the county jail if he or anyone else has violated the law.
The parents claimed, I guess, that they met when she was 17. She moved with him when he was 18. I mean, is there anything they could have done or could do?
At this point in time, if that's the allegation, no. There's no law against him talking to or being friends with a 17-year-old. If she was wise enough or he was wise enough not to allow her to move in until she was 18, and there was no inappropriate conduct prior to that, then he wised up from apparently other allegations against him. And at that point in time, if she's 18 or older and there because she wants to be, that's her business.
So the fact that they haven't heard from her, I guess apparently they say they haven't heard from her in a year. Could they file a missing persons report? Or?
That's significant if they haven't heard from their daughter in a year and they otherwise have heard from her. You know, my experience is there's always more to the story than meets the eye. And when you hear one set of stories, i.e. from parents, you don't have the whole thing. Maybe there's more to it than we know. Certainly we would check into it. If she's missing from this jurisdiction, we'll take the report. If she's missing from another jurisdiction and the parents are from here and meet with us, we'll make sure that the agency will take the report from whence she was last seen. But once again, she may not be getting along with her parents. She may be there voluntarily and she may not want anything to do with them. We see that over and over. So if R. Kelly started dating her after she was 18, that's not against the law. If she doesn't want to communicate with her parents, that's not against the law. But it certainly would calm down the media for her just to say, hey, Mom, I'm okay, and don't worry about it. Or she could say, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I'm okay, and I don't like you, don't bother me. That would help a lot, but it's her choice.
Shout out to Hip Hop Uncensored. They had did a little news reporting on R. Kelly and his non-disclosure agreements. It was apparently leaked, and they were speaking about what was in the non-disclosure agreement. Check it out, guys. And please go subscribe to these guys. Hip Hop Uncensored. I will be posting the link in the chat. Thank you. Disclaimer once again, this is for research. I am not stealing anyone's work. I am just giving information to the people and sharing it for research and content. Thank you.
Kelly is once again in the news, and this time is by way of the blast. It appears that the non-disclosure agreement has now surfaced that R. Kelly allegedly made women sign, pretty much that's all it is. You know what I mean? He made them sign this agreement, pretty much saying that they couldn't come out, and speak. What do you think about, this? I'll get to the specifics, in 1 minute, but what do you think about this? Just knowing your history of non-disclosure agreements, do you think this is kind of suspicious or funny?
Well, R. Kelly was a freak. He didn't want his information out there.
Right.
Not to what depths, who knows? But he had an agreement, and the women signed it.
Right. Well, here I'll get to the specifics of it. It says the premise and the concept of his intellectual property. Mr. Kelly's business and private life can't be discussed. The business activities of the country and or Mr. Kelly, the company's employment practices or policies, the activities occurring in connection with the opportunities, ideas, concepts, or business plans disclosed by the company, the outcome of the opportunity. It's almost like if somebody were to work with us and we taught them certain things, we wouldn't want them, taking this from us and pretty much doing their own thing off what they learn here. So we say that they can't really, use anything that we, that they learn with us anywhere else.
R. Kelly's a sick motherfucker for this.
I mean, people do it.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Do that.
I'm gonna tell you why though. This has a lot of language involved in this. He didn't write this himself. We all know that.
Yeah,
a lawyer wrote this up, and I doubt he allowed them females to get their attorney to look this over to properly say the language in this conversation, because you got certain things and certain quotations in here that are really funny. The activities occurring in the connection with the opportunities. The fuck does that mean?
I mean, yeah, but it's almost like in one breath, I can see why somebody would do this. In another breath, it's crazy because you want to protect what's yours, but you also you don't want nobody slandering you or anything like that as well.
In that regard, I 100% agree. I'm not disagreeing with the overall premise, and that's why I said he has an agreement and they sign it. I don't disagree with the premise of having this kind of non-disclosure agreement, especially if you're not dealing with women in an exclusive state and you have multiple women around. You don't want anybody that may be upset in a situation to come out here and slander your name in any way when they were 100% involved. Celebrities get attacked all the time. You have to protect themselves. The language is very interesting. So I would say, did any of these women, were any of them allowed to have a lawyer look at this and go, hey, this is exactly what this means, this is what this means? Or did they have to look it over right then and there and sign it right then and there?
I'm pretty sure probably they didn't, maybe some of them, but another thing was he didn't want them speaking, to the press, and also going to say, I hereby agree not to sue and irrevocably and unconditionally release, waive, and forever discharge company from any and all other matters of liability, claims, and demands of any kind of nature whatsoever in law, or equity. Some jobs do make you sign different things, but you can't sue them. I know you heard of things like that. If something were to happen. So covering himself as a businessman, some things, I could say were kind of, outside the lines with this. Definitely.
Yeah, this is interesting. We can dive into this real deep, but it is what it is. R. Kelly is getting ran through the rocks. Right. As hard as it is, this is just another thing that comes out on many things that are going to come out involving R. Kelly, and I'm sure we're not done, unfortunately, talking about him anytime soon.
Yeah, it's been a story that's been dragging on, for a while now, but it kind of is going to connect to the next story that we're going to talk about. Well, some people are connected it with the Chris Brown, situation.
Now, here's another video that I found very interesting, guys. Very interesting. I think you guys are going to like this one. Don't forget, donations are appreciated, y'all. Tone Lagoon, what's up, my goonie? What's up, Papi?
All right, what's up, everybody? We found the alleged boyfriend. What we gonna call him?
Ruby Chris is the name. I call him King Dingaling.
King Dingaling. No homo. All right, no homo. All right, that's
no homo.
This is the man that was in the book, right? That was sleeping with which girl? Do you remember what girl it was?
Yes, I do. This one here is going to be in the book. It has the name of Ray. The young lady we are assuming is Geronda.
Okay.
Allegedly Geronda.
All right, so this is Ray, right? And Ray had a response to the documentary of Survival, right?
That's correct.
He called it Surviving the Lies.
Shout out to Lex Diamond,
Your opinion is
the
not
content
my
creator.
All right, if you can read it for me, Ms. Hamlet.
Sure. I'm never condoning or defending what they said R. Kelly did in that case. All I can speak on is what I know and see with my own eyes, which was never no crime. I don't care what the next person is doing behind closed doors. I never witnessed any of these acts that they're claiming in that documentary, but I do know Kelly did music and the biggest parties with him, packed with all types of legal fans. Who the F cares what the next man likes? Who the F cares how a man runs his household? I only spoke out when they put my name in this bull with nothing but lies attached to it. So after you deliberately lie on me, how can I listen to anything else that comes out of your mouth? I know what these networks are willing to pay to make a juicy story. Everything today is reality TV. So again, F the money-hungry hoes and parents who call a foul when things don't go their way. I pray for all the real victims in the world affected, including R. Kelly.
He put all those in big words when he said, I pray for all the real victims in the world.
Everything was in big caps. Once he said, I pray for all the real victims in the world affected, including R. Kelly. Correct.
Then he says, tell a lie once and all your truths become questionable.
They're going through Bubba's
And this part, me and Miss Hannah, we're going to go through the
Instagram account.
Right? He has it open for a reason. And we're going to show you their past, all right? Their past, some of their past, things that matter. The next video I'm about to show Miss Hannah is when he's with R. Kelly. And the next one beside it.
Okay.
All right. And it titled, Some People Are Willing to Betray Years of Friendship just to get a little bit of the spotlight. Even the people who betray you are a part of the plan. Judge one, correct. Judge all. Happy birthday, Kels, by me. All right?
Yeah.
3 days ago.
One, two. That's the move. All right, just slow boy. Send me that. Send me that, slow boy. Right here. Boy, get ready for that video, boy. Get ready for that video. Y'all got one?
All right, so Miss Hanley, what's your point on that? What did you get out of that video?
There's a whole bunch of men. I don't see no females, babe. I don't see no females. I see brothers getting along, don't get me wrong. You know, I see Tyrese, I see R. Kelly, I see Tank, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see no females. Maybe they male bonded, but I still don't see no female.
Yeah. Maybe they were just meeting and greeting real quick for again going somewhere.
That part.
All right. Now I'm just sliding through the pictures of him, showing you who Ray is. Who they say alleged Ray is. All right. And he looks similar to R. Kelly when you see certain pictures. He was like right there. Picture, I don't know what you don't know where I'm at right now, but this picture he looks like R. Kelly right here.
I sure did. I got a lot of stuff.
And they always pose the same when they are on a picture together. They're always doing the same thing.
That's them together right there.
She blocked.
Yeah, you're right. They on a hoverboard. They're both doing the same thing.
In front of the Hot Wheel car. Yeah. Yeah.
It's titled, if you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read the newspaper, you're misinformed.
You're misinformed.
The next one after that, he's just chilling in front of the picture. One after that, he's with a couple more guys. They look like they look like brothers. Yeah, happy to our brother Omar. Yeah, they look like brothers.
You know that's R. Kelly, the one that's messed up in the brown, right?
In the brown?
Yeah.
Right.
It's where he's got the red hoodie on with on his head with the cap on.
I ain't get there yet.
Okay.
You said the red hoodie with the cap on?
Right next to it to the left, right 2 down from the hoverboard.
All right. Yeah. With all brown. With the all brown. Yeah.
That's R. Kelly.
Mask on.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Ruby Chris, when the smoke clears, fire on the way. Then it says, pound R. Kelly, pound Jabba Jordan, pound Shut-Town. And then in the comments, they compliment on R. Kelly being in the picture.
So with the red hat on, who's that? That's the Chris, right?
Yes, that's Ruby Chris with the hat on.
Wow, it look like R. Kelly, don't it?
It does. It does.
Hey, so what if it's Chris in that video, not R. Kelly? Yo, what if the whole time
conspiracy theory?
Friend.
We don't see him without his shirt on or see the tattoos at all. He never reveals his body on here at all. You see people being tattooed, but with the shirts off and everything, but never him. He only shows his right arm. He shows the tats on his right arm, but that's it.
He does tattoos, huh?
Yeah.
They suspect. They looking at R. Kelly like, is he really gay with this guy Ruby? AKA Bubba?
Anything fire, it's gonna be copyright. This is when you got the barbecue. Yeah, but the main one that got me all crazy was the one I seen I went down when they was, tickling. That was weird to me. It was really weird.
It was weird to me too.
Yeah, you right. They always do the same thing.
Two grown men tickling each other? That's suspect.
And dude got the red.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You see how they're sitting?
Mm-hmm.
You see how the hands is crossed? Their hands is always, their posing is always the same. I know birds of a feather flock together, but I ain't never known people to be twinsies and everything. That's like junior high stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like that throughout all the pictures. It's never ending. I don't understand it. I mean, it's like he has no self-identification. Every time, if Kelly has on sunglasses, he has on sunglasses. If Kelly is posed a certain way, he's posed a certain way. If Kelly's dressed a certain way,
And they always thought the same signs, even with the glasses on, the black shirt, and the other thing.
Undercover lovers.
That part.
Yeah, that part.
But it's like too. So what if that wasn't R. Kelly? That was him.
That part.
That part.
That's something else there, because then you're protecting, not only are you trying to protect your image, but you're trying to protect his too.
Maybe
So now we really got to go back and look at it during that time frame, what this young man was looking like at that time, and see it. Because they almost can pass for twins here, and you got to remember that how grimy the content of the video was. It wasn't a clear shot, 100% of the video. It wasn't.
Thanks.
It wasn't like in HD like time.
What up, Jennifer and wifey?
Yeah, this is the video I was talking about right here when they broke it in right here. And get this part. This is
Love you, man. It was good,
yeah, that was double fruity. Yeah.
That's enough. You see them in the green? All in the green with the...
They're throwing up the C's together right here.
What's with all that tickling bullshit? Whoa.
It's never ending. I mean, all pictures are dressed alike on every picture.
That's weird.
That's beyond weird. Who does that?
R. Kelly.
Yeah, who does that?
Framed guy, but who's to say he didn't have an impact on weight in the past? You notice that Tyrese is all the way throughout this thing?
Say it again.
Did you notice that Tyrese is all the way throughout his photo?
Mm-hmm.
Stilettos.
As much as R. Kelly.
Probably a good friend with him too.
That part.
Even when R. Kelly grew his beard out, he tried growing his out a little thicker too.
Mm-hmm. There's no difference in between the two. Wow. Did you see the post that he put up?
Which one?
The one that states, one second, let me scroll back up here. The one that says, so, can we start grabbing pussy yet, or do we have to wait till he's sworn in, asking for a friend?
Man, who said that?
That's on his post.
Which one?
Scroll down.
To where? Like, what is it on a picture or is it on a post?
You know where they were with the green on, right?
Hold on, I see a picture of R. Kelly and him younger, and he don't look like R. Kelly that much when he was younger. Go back Thursday, he didn't look like him like that.
Okay, so if you keep going down after the green, when they sit in it's like a truck or something, they sitting there smoking the blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Where you see the two lines down, you'll see Chance the Rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I see him when he's smoking a blunt. Which picture is it?
17. It's 17 down below, 17 rows below Chance the Rapper.
17 rows down? 17 rows?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can we start grabbing pussy yet, or do we have to wait till he's sworn in? Asking for.
That part. My thing is this.
Maybe he's just talking about Trump though. That's what Trump said. There he said he's sworn in.
But this is my thing. If you know this guy is your best bud, your right hand man, has been accused of these types of things, why would you post something like that? You know, you're already on the magnifying glass. You're already on the telescope at this point. Unless that's how you get down.
Yeah.
Did you post that?
Yeah.
Did you post that on any of your social media? Did you post that to your YouTube channels at all?
No, not yet.
No, I'm saying the quote by the quote that you just read off. Did you post anything like that on your social media?
No, I ain't gonna post like that.
That's not something that you want to be represented. You know, a representation of you.
Facts. Yeah. I'm gonna end this live right here. Y'all see what it is. This is a dude. What's his name? Ray. They call him Ray in the book.
His name is Ray in the book. I call him King Diggling because he give it and he takes it.
You never see him with a girlfriend in none of these pictures, so that's the story right there. All right. You make sure you guys subscribe to Miss Hamlet 2. All right. That's where she'll be going live from. That's Miss Hamlet 2. Anything else you want to tell them before we go, Miss Hamlet?
We thank you all for watching. Make sure you keep a fresh pair of J's or stilettos in your closet so when God makes your haters.
R. Kelly.
So, Bubba, where you at, Bubba? Where you at? Where you at, Bubba? Where you at? Where you at, Bubba? We need you to come out and speak, Bubba. We need to know. The people need to know. I wonder if you were subpoenaed. I wonder. Even though it's not about you, but I wonder if you were subpoenaed just to speak upon if you knew R. Kelly and stuff. I wonder what the feds think about you if they did grab you. Tarsha, what's up, baby girl? T baby 42, I love you, mama. What's up, ladies? Jennifer. Yeah. Yeah, we got some questions for Bubba. What's up? What's up, Bubba? Where you at, Bubba? What kind of questions would you guys ask Bubba? Throw the questions up in the chat. What kind of questions do we have for Bubba? Throw it up in the chat while I play this other video. This video here is from a gentleman who is with Washington University, and he said that he knows Tiffany Hawkins. So let's check this gentleman out. And I will please subscribe to the channels that I have put in the chat. Thank you. And again, this is all for research and commentary. I am not trying to steal anyone's work. I find all of these to be very resourceful information. And we are talking about the R. Kelly situation. Thank you. And please make sure you like the video, share and subscribe. Thank you, guys. I'm almost to 1,000, guys. Come on. You can get me there. All right, I'm going back on mute so we can listen to this video.
R. Kelly was understood as a person who was talented, but yet troubled. I went to Kenwood Academy where R. Kelly was a student at one time and then became a kind of outside the, hall occupier. And I would watch him as he, fascinated not only young girls, but young boys, and that folks would actually be drawn to his charismatic energy and his quite sultry voice, right? And what I would notice is that he would make a lot of promises. And one of the folks in the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries that really moved me was Tiffany Hawkins, who sat next to me in choir. She was an alto, I think a second soprano. And she was one of the most beautiful people that I had ever known. Sweet and endearing, very ambitious and very sprightly. And after R. Kelly, as I think a lot of women can kind of gesture towards this after R. Kelly, I saw this decline in her energy and her sprightliness. And it became clear to me in that era that there were many young girls who were getting their bubbles burst, so to speak, by R. Kelly, in the sense that they were excited about the opportunity to do certain types of musicianship, to be in a studio, to have airtime, so to speak, and that he provided that for them as some type of kind of cheese for the mice, right? And then he trapped them. And so for me, the music was its own trap, trapping these young girls into a whirlwind of drama and trauma. The insistence that we no longer will listen to R. Kelly, that we will no longer listen to the sonic music of our lives, right? That somehow me being a 17-year-old young boy who's coming into his adolescence with bump and grind in the background, that I can erase that from the soundtrack of my life is absolutely ridiculous. However, I do think that that soundtrack is now marred, right? And that soundtrack causes me to think about what type of young man was I so different from R. Kelly or not, right? What type of, young woman was I, so different from the young women who were abused by R. Kelly or not, right? And figuring that out is what comes through that discourse and conversation.
It's making all of the
Great question, guys. Yeah, why did they wear matching outfits? This is a great question. Are you guys lovers? Are you guys twins? Why are you tickling each other? What is going on here? Now remember, I have nothing against the LGBTQ. I am part of this world. It just be funny when your gaydar senses are up and you know what it is. Like, wow. Now, this is an interview that I have found. I don't know if I should go to this interview. My son is in the background, guys. You know how he is, y'all. Let me see if I should play this video or wait. Where is
Dude, why are you running to your bitch ass teammates? He ran over to his bitch ass teammates.
Joshua, what are you doing?
How did they get their loadout? Wait, what?
Okay. Now, we are going to hear from the people.
What's up, guys?
Okay. We are going to hear from the people of Chicago. And the people of Chicago have certain feelings about R. Kelly. So, the name of this video is What Chicago Really Thinks About Surviving R. Kelly. And this is from blackdoctor.org. And I will be putting in their link in the chat. Please go and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And as I said, this is all for research. Okay. Let me go on mute again, guys.
I'm Jackie, and you're watching blackdoctor.org. All right, so we decided to hit the streets of Chicago to see how everybody feels about the R. Kelly situation, the Lifetime documentary, thoughts and opinions, and just to see how Chicagoans are actually feeling about everything that's going on in the atmosphere. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's hit it.
Yeah, so I'm from Chicago, so obviously I've been knowing about R. Kelly being disgusting all my life, right? That my mom didn't allow R. Kelly music to be played. And it wasn't because my mom's super religious and it was like sacrilegious music. It's just specific, like he's demented, he, hurts young girls, and we don't need that type of, imagery in our heads and stuff like that. I knew he was a pedophile. And everybody really knew that. We just like for some reason thought like our priority or others' priorities thought he couldn't be that bad.
I have seen the documentary.
I did know a lot about what was going on, not personally, of course, but throughout the news. I was pretty sick when I saw some of the other details that came out. I guess I don't know if I want to mute R. Kelly, but I think something has to be done. But I think that he should be prosecuted if he did actually commit a crime, and if there are, I guess, crimes to be prosecuted with. I think somebody should do a deeper dive into him, his legal, I guess, the things that he's done legally and illegally.
Do you think that he's gotten away with this for so long because he specifically preys on young black women?
Uh, I do think that that's a portion of it. I don't think that's all of it. I also think that in terms of power with men and women, it comes down to sometimes women aren't as highly thought of as when men are taken advantage of. That is reported. So I do think that to answer your question, yes, there is an element of black women being the victims as white hasn't been prosecuted, but I don't think that's the 100% the element.
Okay, I watched the entire documentary last weekend and it actually made me sick to my stomach. But this is not new information to me because I've been hearing about it since I was a little girl growing up on R. Kelly music and hearing about it. I do think he needs to be held accountable for his actions as well as the people that supported it throughout the way. I've had conversations with a lot of individuals since the documentary has aired. And people are on both sides of it, but at the end of the day, um, these were children. Now the adults, they're of age and consent, and what they do is their business, my opinion. But it really hurts me to my heart with kids because I know other children who have been victims of molestation, and nobody's doing anything about it. I think it too goes beyond that as far as a culture. It's something that we, even in my own family, have swept under the rug. Nobody addresses it. Nobody gets help for these kids. And overall, as a culture, we need to do better. We need to address these things head on when we find out about them, not just let them go, especially with the whole entertainment industry. And that's a whole nother different monster in itself that they support is as long as they're getting the dollars coming in. And then you'll see after there's no more money, they'll turn on them.
Like you said earlier, it's mixed reviews, and I see that all the time, which it saddens me, especially since here we're in Chicago, and this could have been me, this could have been you, this could be your little sister. But at the end of the day, regardless of how old somebody is, you would never wish abuse upon nobody. I don't care if somebody was 40 years old getting abused. I'm like, we all understand how like abuse really like puts people in a different mindset, and it's just disgusting that people really put a few songs over people's lives. It's that, like, not to put a specific age group in this, but it's that age group that was out in the parties when his songs was coming out that feel like, well, I love his music, you can't take that away from me, and I would love to be with R. Kelly.
Also, he had a party a couple of days ago, a birthday party that sold out, and a lot of people were very supportive in the crowd, like chanting things like "Take me hostage." How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
Well, I laugh, but it's not funny. I do think that sometimes in the world, people don't really understand what's going on at that point in time, and celebrity kind of clouds people's thoughts on things. So I believe that it's sad that people were doing that. I think it's kind of overblown, right? Because I haven't been to V75, but I've heard about it. It is not the biggest club in the world, so it's not like he was at Tao downtown. So I do think that there will always be a small group of people that still support R. Kelly despite what he's done. I just count me outside of that group.
Like, and it's part of that. Oh well, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be the ones I'm with. But you could see by their parents, they thought that too. So it's like for you to scream in the middle of club, "Take me hostage." You really think this is a joke? You're romanticizing like his demonic behavior, and I just don't understand like as like a people, country, humanity, where we got to the point where that was okay.
Do you think that he hasn't been in prison yet because he specifically targets black female bodies?
Yes, and it's like a twofold. So it's because he's tackling this very vulnerable population, and that population has a broken psyche within itself because of constant abuse and
Really, I just hope that the people in the world don't blame the victims for what happened. Hope that they don't blame the parents for what happened. I think that overall, mental health and preying on younger people, whether they be men or women, is an issue in America in general. And it's just something that we have to have a bigger discussion about.
I agree. Since this does have to do with mental health and the Black community sometimes tries to stray away from that problem, do you think this is a deeper cultural conversation that needs to be talked about?
Oh, for sure, because I don't think that R. Kelly is the only person that has been preying on younger girls and younger men in the Black community. I think that, and we joke about this all the time, but there's that one uncle or there's that one auntie.
That meme.
Yeah, that meme who have always been in the family that people just say, hey, stay away from him, but not necessarily we need to do something about Uncle Curtis or Uncle John, what they're doing to people in the family.
That's why I want to know. What if everybody holding on?
What happened, lovely T? What was that? Hold up. So which one of you four Oak Cove ladies was Hot Rod dogging out on his last video? Yikes. What? What happened with Hot Rod? Okay. We'll get to that another time, lovely T. I don't know what you're talking about, girl. But okay. We not worried about Hot Rod right now. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. I don't know what you're talking about. I know me either. I don't know. Check it out. I will when I get a chance. Right now I'm doing other things. I don't want to get into drama. Right now we're doing information, y'all. Information. Okay. We're giving information, guys. All right. Information. The views and opinions expressed in the media or comments on this channel are those of the speaking people. Okay. Fair use. This channel may use copyrighted material, which has not always been okay. Fair use 107 copyright law. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay. There went that. But I have something else. I'm going to close this out with this last video, guys. I'm going to close it out for tonight. We've been on for almost 4 hours. Time goes by when you're having fun, right? Yes, we don't need no distractions over here, mamita. You know, you cool. I ain't got no drama with you, lovely. You know that, mama. But, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, baby. But I will investigate what you're talking about because that shit sounds crazy. What the fuck is going on with Hot Rod? Okay. Hot Rod has been acting weird these past couple of days. I don't know what's going on with him. Honestly, I feel that he's going through some type of depression or something's going on with him. He's feeling lonely. He's feeling abandoned. He's feeling a lot of things. And I think he just needs somebody to talk to right now. Okay. And that's all I got to say about that, brother. And Hot Rod, if you're listening, I hope you heard me. And if you really need somebody to talk to, you could talk to me. You know, I keep it 100 with you. Right? Okay. All right. Now, yeah, we could do it again, mommy. I got a lot of shit, girl. Yes, we could do a lot of these things, mamita. I'm learning. Flawless. Uh-huh. We sure can. All right. And this next video, guys, we are going to learn about a narcissist and why the narcissist is a coward. Now, if you pay attention to this video and listen, it describes, if you guys really know the R. Kelly saga and you think about all the stories you've heard, about him, you can plainly see that what this therapist is talking about refers to R. Kelly. I'm going to go back on mute and I'm just going to put your comments on the screen and we'll talk about it after and then I will end the live. Okay?